Enjoy community parks and make new friends at Rocking K resident events. Walk to Vale School District's newest campus in Rocking K, Saguaro Creek. 17 model homes, 6 quality builders, move-in ready homes available from the 300s. Rocking K, designed by nature, a community by design.
Nobody covers your Cats like we do.
Headed for the corner, he's in. Touchdown, Arizona. On the break, slam it home. Here comes the throw home. He slides, he's safe. The Cats are champions.
We are Wildcats Radio, 1290.
Join David Kelly this Wednesday from 3 to 6 at Showtime Cards for Wild Card Wednesdays. Showtime Cards will have live box breaks happening right in the store. You never know what pulls might pop up. Whether you're into baseball, football, basketball, soccer, MMA, comics, Pokemon, Star Wars, or anything in between, Showtime Cards has something for every collector. Catch all the action this Wednesday, 3 to 6 at Showtime Cards, located on Speedway just east of Craycroft, with Wildcats Radio 1290.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at iccu.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
I'm still not quite sure what exactly I witnessed last night.
All it takes is a 2 to make history in New York City. 5.7 left. No timeouts remaining. Anunoby is handed the ball. Finds Brunson at midcourt. Launches a straight on 3. Missed it short. Tipped by Anunoby. He put it in. Anunoby put it in. The Knicks take the lead with 1.2 to go. Bridges on Vassell, Hart on Castle, Robinson on Wembanyama, pass toward the middle, caught by Castle, dropped by Castle, his shot is blocked by Hart, and the New York Knicks just pulled off the biggest comeback win in NBA Finals history. From down 29, they take a 3-1 series lead, stunning the Spurs, 107-106.
Soak it up, New York. This team continues to be and demonstrate that they are a team of destiny. It's been 2 years of the phrase, we will find a way. And man, add more history to the books. Overcoming a 29-point hole in front of these fans, these New York Knicks fans at home who deserve to be able to celebrate with their team. And as euphoric as this is, I'm gonna be the one to say it, job's not done.
I'm still not quite sure, but is there a basketball version for the great Jack Buck? I mean, I don't know if there is a basketball version for that.
I don't believe what I just saw. I don't believe what I just saw. Is this really happening, Bill?
It's really happening, Bill. It is absolutely really happening. Now, I don't understand really how it's happening. I don't understand how. I'll let my two NBA gurus here explain to me how teams keep blowing 20-plus point leads to this New York Knicks basketball team because, I mean, the Cavaliers, they were actually, I believe, up 29-2 as well in that game that they blew. It was 22 points over the last 7 minutes, but at one point before that, they were up 29 in that game, if I'm not mistaken as well. So we've seen that twice now in this postseason, that teams have had a damn near 30-point lead against the New York Knicks and not been able to close out either of those games, and both of them happen at Madison Square Garden. That may be, once this is all said and done, that might be the story. The story might be eventually the magic of the Garden, where the Knicks seemingly can't be down any amount of points and not win a basketball game. Gentlemen, explain to me how that happened last night.
The main thing is that you go ahead and have the 29-point lead, and you see the Spurs shoot 8 straight 3-point shots to go ahead and keep trying to build on that lead rather than going into the mid-range, going into the paint. You see a lot of that. Again, everyone's going to focus on the last play of the game with OG, or the second to last play of the game, rather, with OG Anunoby with the tip in. There's things that have to happen for you to get to that point. The Spurs were really kind of, essence, shooting themselves out of the game because they were shooting 3-point shots rather than going to the mid-range, forcing their will against the Knicks, which they had done for a majority of the time in the first half. They weren't forcing the Knicks into fouling. They weren't trying to make the Knicks extend the game. The Spurs really, in essence, were comfortable with their shots that they were getting. And considering how well they had been shooting, I mean, I don't blame them totally, but when you shoot 8 straight threes and they don't go and you're not looking towards getting into the paint, that's when at that point, if you're Mitch Johnson, you have to bring everybody in and say, okay, look, we got to be forcing the issue. We're forcing it outside. We got to force it into them a little bit. Make them make a play. Make them force us out of a shot. We're not doing what we can do to keep this lead growing. And the Knicks managed to go ahead and get a couple of really good runs. And more importantly, got the last couple plays to go their way to come away with a victory here in Game 4. Now, what happens after this, I don't know. I don't think that the Knicks want to be in positions where they have to overcome 20-point leads, but it shows that they're capable of adjusting in those critical moments, and that's the kind of thing that winning teams need to do if they want to become champions.
Yeah, I just think it's really simple. I mean, we talked about it all postseason. The best players for the Spurs are 20, 21, and 22. Mm-hmm. The best players for the Knicks have been there and done that year after year after year for the last 10 years. Brunson's not a rookie. Cat's been around for a long time. Their core, OG Anunoby's been around for a long time. The core, and not only that, but Mike Brown, David Kelly, has been around for a long time. Do you know how old Mitch Johnson is? 39.
Yeah, young.
39, young. So the Spurs team is young, and that's not an excuse. Are you more prepared, David Kelly, at the age of 30 or the age of 40 to make quick decisions with confidence than you were at the age of 20?
Right.
The answer is yes. It doesn't matter what the subject is. And the simple fact of the matter is that first half Spurs team was about as dialed in and locked into their process and what they were trying to do, moving the ball really well, getting really good looks, and just playing great, focused, purposeful basketball. It's that human nature thing. All of a sudden, you're up by 25. Then you look up, you're up by 29 points. Taking your foot off the gas and all those cliches we've heard over the last decades. I don't know exactly what the thought process was, but I do know that the Spurs themselves looked like a completely different unit in the second half after they got to that big lead. And 100% of the credit goes to the Knicks defense. The defense was a little bit sharper. They had a little bit more closing speed to get out to those shooters. As Dragon Ball said, the Spurs relied upon too many jump shots in the second half. But your question, DK, was how did that happen? The number one reason it happened is that at no point during that 20-point deficit did you hear how quiet it was in Madison Square Garden during that second quarter and start to the third quarter. At no point during any of that did the unit of the New York Knicks, the rotation players of the Knicks, lose faith that they could come back and win the game. And it's as simple as that. They just kept their head down, kept playing, and found a way. Spurs did miss some shots, sure, but they made their own luck. Karl Anthony Towns made that, that famous cliche as well. Mm-hmm. It's good luck, bad luck, or you make your own luck. And the Knicks really in that second half, DK, whether it was purposeful closeouts or really, really good offense, they didn't run great offense in the first half. And the belief of the city of New York City, and also the fans behind them in that second half, everything just kind of came together for an incredible moment. And what can you say about OG? It wasn't just the tip. He also made 3 threes down the stretch that all made a big. I mean, Brunson was really the leader of that to start in the second half in the third quarter, but all of them contributed. Cat, Jalen Brunson, Jose Alvarado off the bench played big minutes down the stretch. So it was just a group effort. All those guys need to be applauded for never giving up, DK, and that's why they came back.
The biggest thing for this game pretty much cements it for me that if the Knicks come away with this as a championship for them and they can hang a banner, OG Anunoby is likely going to be the finals MVP in my mind.
I think he's unanimous. Right now, they're saying he's a unanimous MVP of the finals if they voted right now.
Yeah, and a lot of that comes from the three-point shots, like you mentioned, from the great tip-in that's going to be remembered in NBA Finals history, win or lose for the Knicks in regards to this series. But the main thing that I think people are losing sight of because of the narrative that's on the other side of the coin is the ability of him to go up and, without fouling, block the ball and pin it on the glass when De'Aaron Fox was going up for the layup with about 10 seconds left to go. In OG Anunoby's favor, if he had gone and just fouled De'Aaron Fox, no one would have been remiss.
It was a foul if you go watch if you watch the replay, but with 8 seconds left in the finals, the refs are never going to call that.
No.
They're never going to call that. And obviously we'll talk a lot about it, but that was the worst play of the game. Because up by 1 with 9 seconds to go, that was a fast break off a shot for the Knicks that got tipped out less than a second after the Knicks had attempted the shot. Fox had the ball near half court and racing towards the bucket, DK. I mean, if De'Aaron Fox in that moment, as we've seen many Spurs players do in the past, Tony Parker's done this move many times, where you fake like you're going to go to the hole hard for a layup and then stop and dribble out to the corner. Because all that matters right there, DK, is to run time off the clock, get fouled, knock down a couple free throws. It's a 3-point lead. Knicks have to have a 3 to win. So the biggest dumb play of the game for the Spurs, if you want to point to one play, was the only veteran, the unk on that team, not dribbling the ball out to the perimeter and instead trying to do a layup there. And OG just made a great play. It was a great play on the ball. A little body, and also he hit his wrist. If you see the picture of it, it was actually hand on wrist. But the refs, again, are never going to call that call.
No.
Unless it's egregious.
No, unless it's egregious. But the big thing about it is that that's why you traded for De'Aaron Fox, to have that speed at point guard to outrace somebody on a long rebound to then get a chance for a fast break or to dribble the ball out going into the corner. And again, Tony Parker's done that. Steve Nash has done that. Steph Curry has done that on so many occasions where you go directly under the basket, you dribble out to the corner of the you go out to the 3-point line corner shot, or you go back out to the elbow to just try and take out as much time on the clock. Now, it didn't happen. It didn't happen. De'Aaron Fox went up for a layup, and I don't begrudge him in the sense of it's a tight game. You know you're going to need at least 2 points to put this game at least a little bit more so out of reach. Because, again, the Knicks could still hit a 3-point shot and they could tie the game up.
Yeah, but if the shot clock is turned off.
Oh, yeah.
And you have the lead, you don't need a bucket. That's not how that works.
And not only that, the other part of it that makes it terrible is that, again, you had 2 timeouts left. You had 2 timeouts in that moment. If you're De'Aaron Fox, if I'm De'Aaron Fox in that situation, I have the ball. I see that, okay, I have it. I know we have 2 timeouts because there's no way that's not been communicated to me. I take a timeout directly under the basket, say, okay, we need to just control this and make sure we keep the Knicks from extending the game.
Yeah, I think the leadership as a whole, DK, for the Spurs is something that they're going to really take a strong look at in that second half, because it wasn't just De'Aaron Fox. You know, Mitch Johnson could have made a lot of adjustments. It was clear at some point there during halfway through the third quarter, it was pretty clear that they just weren't as focused. About as focused. I've watched 30 or more Spurs games this season, start to finish. I wanted to watch and see how Carter Bryant was doing. I've been watching. Ben Mathurin got traded. The Clippers are out of the race. The Halliburton's injured. I've been watching the Pacers the last 3 years. That's been the team I've been following. It's been the Spurs. I've watched a lot of Spurs basketball this year. That first half was as locked in as I've seen them play all year, and that second half was as disconnected as I've seen them play. And you have to look at the leadership, DK, and Mitch Johnson and the older players on the team, De'Aaron Fox in particular, to try to just find a way to bring those young core guys together when your 3 or 4 best players are all 22 and under. This is their first time. At the start of the season, they were hoping to get into the playoffs. They found their way to the finals, beat the defending champs. What a ride they've had. And they do have a chance to cut the nets down and actually win a title. They've had a 10-point lead in the first half of all 4 games.
Not a lot of time for Carter Bryant, 5 minutes, but it was a productive 5 minutes. He scored 5 points at 2 of 3, including a 3, grabbed a rebound and had a steal. So not getting a lot of time. We'd like to see him out there a little bit more during this finals, but making the best use of the time that he is out there.
Their entire rotation has shrunk. You may not know this, listeners.
I mean, look at the names on the bench. Kelly Olynyk, Mason Plumlee. I mean, there's some guys out there that have played some quality minutes.
Yeah, they're old. Those older guys on the bench can come in. Harrison Barnes is another guy who's obviously a vet, top pick who could come in and help them. But I'm more thinking of Keldon Johnson, who, if listeners don't know, was literally this year's NBA Sixth Man of the Year. Voted as the best bench player in the entire NBA, Keldon Johnson was the Sixth Man of the Year. This year, he's averaging 3.5 points in this finals. So across the board, I mean, their rotation's shrunk. They're not getting quite the same shooting from the outside from guys like, Vassell's had his moments, Champagne's had his moments, but just not quite the same way. And another thing, DK, I've said this 50 times this week, if you don't have Dylan Harper at the end of games with the ball in his hands making things happen, you're just not doing it right. Dylan Harper cannot be stopped by anybody in the NBA, period. I don't care who it is. Nobody can stop Dylan Harper from getting to the basket. They've decided that De'Aaron Fox need to have the ball in his hands to end games, and this is the second time. Game one, Dylan Harper got 1 minute in the fourth quarter. Last night, you just saw a lot of De'Aaron Fox handling the ball down the stretch, and as Dragon Ball said, too many threes in that second half, not enough focus on getting 2 feet in the paint, and Dylan Harper is a guy who you cannot stop him from getting 2 feet in the paint no matter what you do. So that was the biggest issue I saw with that second half, not enough Dylan Harper.
Well, and you talked about the age. I mean, I was in that fourth quarter. I'm looking at Stephen Castle, and I'm thinking, you look at that kid, and you think, man, he's probably 27, 28 years old. And they said he was 21, and I'm thinking, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. 21 years old.
Just to put in perspective, 3 years ago, Victor Wembanyama was the Rookie of the Year. 2 years ago, Steph Castle was the Rookie of the Year. This year, Dylan Harper could have been the Rookie of the Year. I would take Dylan Harper over Cooper Flagg, over Con Knipple. If you give me a choice between those three guys to start a franchise with, those two guys are great. Don't get me wrong. Dylan Harper is different. And so, they could have literally had the 3 consecutive best picks from their draft classes all on the Spurs. That's who we're talking about. 20, 21, and 22. Young mistakes, but it was really the Unk at the end of the day who made the biggest mistake.
Give me a fourth guy so I can make that our question of the day today. Would you, if you were starting an NBA franchise, would you start it with Stephen Castle, Con Knipple, Cooper Flagg, or
Dylan Harper's this class, so it would be
Dylan Harper,
Con Knipple,
Cooper Flagg, or who would be the fourth?
Well, you have to figure out who your fourth best. We'll look at that in the break. But those 3 guys were the cream of the crop, I think, in this year's rookie class. But there's a lot of guys. How about AJ DeBonsa? How about this year's upcoming class is going to?
It has to be from last.
They're going to make some noise too.
You could probably look at maybe VJ Edgecombe or something of that nature.
Yeah, no, Edgecombe started probably as hot as anybody in the rookie class last year. He just kind of
tapered off at the
not
very
as hot
end
at the end.
Yeah, maybe I'll make that our question of the day today. If you had a choice of 4 guys, who to start your franchise? Who would you start with? To do that. 520-848-1290. It's DK on the Sports Tip. We want to hear from you, your thoughts on Game 4 of the NBA Finals. We got a lot to get into today. World Cup underway. El Tri de Color gets the win to start things off 2-0 in front of a crazed crowd.
Speaking of crazed,
down in Mexico City.
Did you hear that's their first ever
opening
win?
Win.
They've never won the first game of the World Cup ever?
Yeah.
Them?
How about
all
that?
Their appearances in the World Cup.
Yeah, nuts for sure. All kinds of. You talked about the dignitaries that were at, and we'll get into that too. Last night, all the stars who were on display. Did you see the list? Somebody put out the list of the stars and the seating, where they are supposed to be sat at these games, because I don't know if you were listening, if you watched ABC, whatever the show is called, Countdown to Tip Off, or whatever. Ben Stiller said, "Yeah, I don't have season." Somebody asked him, "You have season tickets?" He's like, "Yeah, I don't have season tickets. I called the Knicks. I'm on the celebrity list."
Yeah, it was that
must be really cool just to be able to do that. You don't even have to pay to go to these games.
That $1 million, bid for the charity, like I talked about. There's two half court seats on the court that they don't sell. They're not available to buy.
Yeah.
They just give them away to celebrities. My favorite line was from Tim Legler last night on the broadcast. And he said, normally it's obvious that Jay-Z is the most famous person in the building, but I'm not so sure tonight.
That's because T was there last night without her sidekick, T. She was by herself with her ladies last night. Ladies' night at the NBA Finals. We'll get into that today as well. DK on the sports tip. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic. Sponsored by Bet365. So heads up with an earlier crash. Bop Road to the west of Kinney Road. Country Club at 36th Street closed. Country Club closed under I-10 for widening work. And I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic.
This report is sponsored by RockAuto.com.
Oh, Ben Tyrod, what are you going to do?
I'm way ahead of you. I'll be on RockAuto.com before you can even finish this commercial.
He's right. RockAuto.com. Parts when you need them.
All the parts your car will ever need, Rock Auto. Did you hear what we're talking about?
In full fabulous flow, Pepe down the left-hand side.
It wouldn't be the beautiful game without some full fabulous flow. Christian Pulisic.
Gotta have it, man. Gotta have it.
DK on the sports tip. Weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m.
For adults with Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms, every choice matters. Tremfya offers self-injection or intravenous infusion from the start. Tremfya is administered as injections under the skin or infusions through a vein every 4 weeks, followed by injections under the skin every 4 or 8 weeks. If your doctor decides that you can self-inject Tremfya, proper training is required. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions, increased risk of infections or lower ability to fight them, and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or need a vaccine. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Good evening, ma'am. We're the Goodfellas AC Rapid Response Team, here for the overnight install of your new AC unit.
Great. Come in. We're so excited for a sleepover.
Oh, well, we're actually putting you and your family up in a hotel for the night. We work while you sleep.
Oh.
Okay, who's ready for a movie night? Popcorn or s'mores?
You know, that sounds pretty good.
No, it doesn't.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. Providing overnight installs so you don't miss work or leisure time with your family. GoodfellasAC.com.
Look, I know we live in a swamp, but our appliances don't have to be as disgusting as this. We need to replace them before it's too late.
Trick, you gotta keep Fiona happy, and I know just the place. Tucson Appliance.
Welcome to Tucson Appliance, where we have the best prices on an abundance of appliances.
If we get this one, they can deliver tomorrow. And in the morning, I'm making waffles.
That'll do, donkey. That'll do.
Now we can live happily ever after.
Only at Tucson Appliance,
where you are our priority.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. But not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. From the people who brought you It's the Dog Park comes.
Your dog is limping, but she seems fine. Plus, you've heard they can fake it just to get what they want. So what's the deal now? You're being gaslit.
Protect your dog from injury and illness with Progressive Pet Insurance.
Oh, now she switched legs. What a diva.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Coverage subject to policy terms.
I feel like I'm getting robbed when I bet the Stanley Cup on a sports book.
Dude, delete that app. You need to be using Polymarket.
Polymarket?
Polymarket is a prediction market, not a sports book. You trade against other fans, not the house. That means more money for you and less for greedy sports books.
Even during the Stanley Cup?
Especially during the Stanley Cup. Polymarket is an official prediction market of the NHL.
No way. What's the catch?
No catch. And it's available in all 50 states. Polymarket is so confident you'll never go back, they're giving you $50 free on your first trade.
I'm deleting my sportsbook app. How do I get started?
Download Polymarket now and use promo code SHOT
for $50 free for your first trade. Stop letting sportsbooks steal from you. Download Polymarket and use promo code SHOT for $50 free on your first trade. Use promo code SHOT.
Trading not available in all jurisdictions. Check local regulations before trading. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290 is our phone number. A lot to talk about today. If you were out watching the World Cup, I want to hear from you. Great day to take off and play hooky from work. Or take a long lunch. I think there were a lot of long lunch breaks here in Southern Arizona today as L3 opened up the World Cup, the Earth vessel.
I saw a lot of dancing.
Hear it. Yeah. Did you see all the people at the Coliseum in Los Angeles? I don't think we had that kind of watch party here. I don't think they opened up Arizona. That'd be cool, though, if they opened up Arizona Stadium and put it up on although it's really hot here right now. If people want to sit out at Arizona Stadium at noon.
A lot of houses in Tucson have
hours.
Air conditioning.
There you go. There you go.
And if you don't want to watch it at home, I'm sure Hotel Congress. I think they were having a watch party for that over there at Hotel Congress.
Absolutely.
I know my cousin was out there, so I don't know if she's listening, but I hope she enjoyed herself.
Yeah, told her to call in. I'd love to hear how it went. All right, let's. Last night, just an unbelievable NBA basketball game. I was here at the station for a large part of it. Early in the game, I'm thinking, man, I don't need to race home for this game because this game is over. And I think I got home, and as I'm driving home, the lead is kind of starting to whittle down. It was still in the 20s by the time I got home, and then all of a sudden I'm thinking, it's like 16, 15. I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe they can, make something happen here. But early on, it was absolutely all, and I mean all, San Antonio Spurs.
Castle, shot clock winding down, gets in the paint. Tough shot is up and good. Good ball movement. Vassell straight on. Castle three-pointer. Got that one as well. Vassell, open look. Vassell gets it to go. They're now 4 for 5 from downtown. Harper up top. Wemby thinking about a three. Fires away and nails it. Jose Alvarado's in. Fox fires away. Another three goes down. 6 of 8 from three-point range. And we still have 4 minutes to go here in the first. They've got 30 points already. Harper bumped by Alvarado. Pulls up, jumper. That's good. This shooting is incredible. Wembanyama against Robinson. Pulls back out. His handle for his size is just hard to believe. Spins, falling away, flips it up, and bangs it home. Hart trying to poke it away. Ball still loose. Knocked away a couple of times. Johnson kicks it out. Vassell corner three. It's good. Everything going the Spurs' way. Harper gets inside, bangs it home. You cannot stop him when he goes to the rim.
He is so strong. He's stronger than he even looks.
Fox drives down, throws it up. Wemby tips it to himself and bangs it in with one hand.
The best hands. Like, it's Jokic, in my opinion, and then Wemby.
Harper wide open. Harper nails another one. And that sets a new finals record for most threes in a half.
Yeah, I mean, they were just raining three-point shots in the first half of that game. Were the Spurs, a record number of threes for one half to build that incredible advantage early in this contest last night.
76 first half points.
Yeah, it's crazy.
76.
They were up 76-49 at the break. Second half, even more interesting.
Brunson tries a three-pointer. That's good. Anunoby tries another three. Anunoby hits another three. That's his fourth. Cornette checks in. Hart tries a three. Hart hits a three. Suddenly it's cut to 16. That's 13 straight points.
We always say, who's the most famous person in the building? Jay-Z is usually the answer. I'm not sure, though, about tonight.
And Brunson drew the foul. Counted and one. Jalen Brunson felt the contact. A chance for a three-point play. Brunson steps back. Jump shot. Got it again. Brunson red hot here in the third quarter. Off the bounce, step back, puts up the three. It's good. Karl Anthony Towns nails it. It's a 12-point game. Towns has it. Right side Alvarado off the bounce. Corner three. Anunoby. Bang! 4-point game. Timeout San Antonio. Fox gets into the paint. Kicks it out. Vasil goes left side. Fox a three-pointer's good. Big bucket. Fox on the drive. Wembanyama puts up the jumper. Shot's good. He had missed 9 of 10 shots, and it's back up to 7. Shot clock at 6. Brunson looks up at the clock. Finds Alvarado. Open look. Alvarado three-pointer. It's good. Shot clock at 5. Brunson fires up a three. Puts it in. 1-point game. Castle on him now. Brunson, stutter dribble. Drives inside. Goes up. Floaters up. It's good. The Knicks take the lead with 1:22 remaining. Kicks it out in the corner. Brunson gets it back. Brunson on the drive. The floater's up. Shot won't go. Rebound deflected. In the backcourt. Fox has a chance to get it. Fox has it inside. Blocked by Anunoby. 9 seconds remaining. 6 seconds remaining. And Mike Brown, where they call a foul, they had a foul to give. So the Knicks will have to inbound.
They might just go flat for Jalen Brunson, allow him to operate at the top, 101.
Brunson gets it, fires up a three. Shot no good, the tip, it's gone! It's gone! It's gone! With 1.2 remaining, Knicks take the lead. OG Anunoby, and it's 107-106. No timeouts left, they have to get it in. Harper lobs it inside. Castle hasn't lost it. That's it. It's over. The greatest comeback in NBA playoff history. The Knicks pull off the miracle comeback and lead it 3-1. Now 1 win away from a title.
All right, so only one team has ever come back from being down 3-1 to win a
What team
final.
was that? David
That would
Kelly?
be the 2016 Cleveland Cavaliers. Couple things there at the end of the game. First of all, I think the guy breathing the biggest sigh of relief is probably Josh Hart. Missed an unbelievably wide open layup that could have given the Knicks the lead, and then lost track of the ball at the defensive end. That allowed Castle to get to the line.
Yeah, he didn't box out. He was ball watching and he didn't watch his man, and Castle snuck behind and got that offensive rebound and the foul, which is what gave them back the lead after Brunson hit that layup.
But I thought, and I don't know, I didn't hear after the game if Mike Brown talked about this in terms of that last offensive set, but I thought Jalen Brunson getting a quick good look was so key because, you know, a lot of instances in that particular situation, maybe you dribble it out to the last minute and try the shot. But I thought him taking the shot quickly gave the Knicks more options potentially to get an offensive rebound and a putback. And how many times have we talked about, you know, and how many times have you heard Tommy Lloyd say that as well? You know, get a shot, get a good shot, and let the guys around the basket have an opportunity to get you a second look. And I thought that was so key down the.
Well, yeah, there's obviously the two trains of thought. And number one, if you're not a big team and you don't have a lot of rebounders, you don't want to do that. You want to wait and get yourself an outside shot, especially a tie game. You know, win or go to overtime. But in that situation, initially it was a one dribble pull up from 27. I mean, that's probably the longest three-pointer I've seen Jalen Brunson shoot all season. So initially I was thinking, man, that might have been a little quick because he is so good once he gets balance, and that was not a balanced shot for him. But the beauty of that play, DK, was that it was OG Anunoby who inbounded the ball to Jalen Brunson. Right. So he didn't have a man on him specifically. Wemby had come out to challenge the three-point shot by Brunson, which left nobody under the rim who was 7'4" to rebound that ball. There wasn't a good box out, but it was really the idea that OG was the one who inbounded the ball that allowed him to have the freedom to run to the rim. But that's the philosophy. You have good offensive rebounding teams, which the Knicks pride themselves on. That's one of their things they do. Ball movement and offensive rebounding is what Mike Brown preaches first and foremost. As a great offensive rebounding team, you definitely want to take that shot with 2 or 3 seconds still left on the clock just for a situation like that so you can get a tip in.
And the thing that also with that play of OG getting the rebound off of being the inbounder there, I understand in the situation you want to get the ball out of Jalen Brunson's hand. I completely understand that, but why in the world is De'Aaron Fox going over to double team Jalen when Victor Wembanyama is becoming the primary defender on the perimeter? He's already shown that he's be able to block out, the block shots going on the closeout on a jump shot. You got to just trust that Victor's going to handle it out there on the perimeter, and you've got to watch the inbound. I don't care what level of basketball it is. The one thing they always teach you, the inbounder is the most dangerous person on an inbound play because they're essentially not being manned up. They're not being touched. They can go pretty much wherever as soon as the ball's out of their hand. If the fact is De'Aaron Fox has to go ahead and accommodate, because that's the only guy that's got a body opportunity to box out OG on that play.
I think I would take a step further, and I would never have Victor Wembanyama on the perimeter in that play. Why? Well, because the Spurs have the best perimeter defenders in the league outside of Oklahoma City. Like, those guys on the perimeter are great at staying with their men, great at getting a hand in the face. That's why it's been so difficult for teams on the perimeter to either penetrate or get clean open looks outside of the motion offense. The clean looks the Knicks have gotten in this series are off of 4 or 5 passes. Not because they beat their man and step back Luka Doncic style. That's not happening to this Spurs. These young Spurs defenders, Steph Castle is one of the 5 or 10 best, one of the 5 best perimeter defenders in the NBA. One of the 10 best defenders. He's a great defender. Dylan Harper is a very good young defender. So in that case, I think I would trust my perimeter defenders to stick with Jalen Brunson out there in the perimeter, because you have the freakiest freak in the history of the NBA. And if he's anywhere near the paint, who's going to get the rebound outside of him being boxed out by 2 guys? Or like when Alvarado grabbed his leg that one time, whatever the hell that was. Yeah, I mean, I would have Vic nowhere near the perimeter on that particular play, because they only had 6 seconds. They had to inbound the ball from the other side of the court. And so it's a very limited amount of time to get that off. I think Vic is better in a rebounding position and challenging any drives than he is chasing, because that just takes him away from the basket. And we saw what happened when he's not in there.
Yeah, on that play, like the only places that I can think of that you put Victor to go ahead and be guarding at all times is either he's guarding the inbound or because you want to go ahead and force a really hard lob, or it has to be
Speaking
right
of
up
which,
next
that's what Cat did. So Cat, on the final play, when they had 1.3 seconds left to go and the Spurs were down by 1, if you watch the replay, Karl Anthony Towns barely got a pinky fingertip on that thing. Well, probably his index finger, but he got a finger on it, which changed the trajectory of that. Castle had a more difficult catch, but good point. I mean, if you put Victor on the inbound pass with OG,
what are you going to do?
Much more difficult for him to see any kind of angles to get the ball in. But more than anything, I just think Vic needs to be close to the basket. He's just so dominant in that area.
Yeah.
All right, let's hear, before we go to break, let's hear from Mike Brown, the second Mike Brown cut here, where he talks about the energy inside the Garden last night with all the star power and celebrities sitting courtside.
It was a little tough. I couldn't see much. And I say that because, like, Fat Joe's sitting there with all these chains on. And every time he jumped up, the freaking lights with those chains, they blinded me. So it was a little hard. Fat Joe, keep wearing the chains because you look smooth. But you can't replace this crowd, man. The energy in the crowd had a lot to do with our comeback, too. It was fantastic. Unbelievable.
Yeah, and for Get Me Hot over here, Jada, for those of you that don't really know who Fat Joe is, yeah.
Now he's Skinny Joe.
He's
lost
Ozempic Joe, right?
You know, his guy, he saw what happened to his guy, Big Pun, so he's like, I got to get a little bit better shape here if I want to stick around and make some more music.
I got a question. Who the hell doesn't know who Fat Joe is?
There's a lot of people that probably don't. There's a generation of...
Maybe we make that the question of the day. Who is Fat Joe?
There's a generation from my era that probably only remember Fat Joe for being in the Def Jam Fight for New York video game over the music.
Slow down, baby. All right, DK on the Sports Tip, 520-848-1290. Much more coming up for you. Cricket's getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic. sponsored by Bet365. So heads up with an earlier Crash Bop Road to the west of Kinney Road. Country Club at 36th Street closed. Country Club closed under I-10 for widening work. And I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic.
This report is sponsored by Staples. Staples has hundreds of ways to grow your business this spring, like spectacular signs, brilliant brochures, eye-popping posters, mouth-watering menus, and more. Shop now through June 13th and save up to $150 on all your custom prints. Staples, that was easy.
They beat the Boilermakers. The 1 seed is headed back to the Final Four.
Thank you, Coach Lloyd, and all of the players and support staff who helped the Cats make a return to the Final Four.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Arizona drivers know June is the calm before the furnace. Temperatures are rising and the intense summer heat is on its way. It's as certain as the next cracked asphalt road or suspension slaying pothole, just around the corner and coming quickly. But Arizona drivers know that Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is the one stop to make sure their car, SUV, light truck, or minivan is road trip ready for this summer's torture test for tires, batteries, brakes, and cooling systems. Just about every part under maximum stress. But mention this ad during June and get Jack Furrier's road trip ready inspection at no charge with the purchase of any oil change. A $30 value for free that gives you the inspection information you need to lower your stress before heading into another summer of extreme Arizona driving. And if you already know you need tires or service, come by to the Locals Choice for the most affordable tires and rock solid guarantees at 14 award-winning locations. Make an appointment online, call ahead, or just stop by. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, we're here to get you there.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I am grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Now that Wendy's has these new biggie deals, everyone in the family can get what they're craving, from nugs to JBCs. The parental units can get an $8 biggie bundle, the eldest who think they're so grown can get a $6 biggie bag, and the little one who can do no wrong can get a $4 biggie bites. You know, assuming they have a credit card. No, I'm kidding. We take cash too. 4, $6, and $8 biggie deals for the whole family. Only at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. From the people who brought you It's the Dog Park comes.
Your dog is limping, but she seems fine. Plus, you've heard they can fake it just to get what they want. So what's the deal now? You're being gaslit.
Protect your dog from injury and illness with Progressive Pet Insurance.
Oh, now she switched legs. What a diva.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Coverage subject to policy terms.
Advantage Air Mechanical, the team you can trust. Call 792-9400.
When it comes to the comfort and indoor air quality of your home and office, Advantage Air Mechanical has you covered. Breathing healthy air and having reliable air conditioning is important. If you or someone you know is in need of air conditioning services or a new system installation, we are here to help. Advantage Air Mechanical, 792-9400. AZROC 214570.
The American Red Cross has an urgent need for blood donors to give. Donors are needed now to make sure patients across the country receive life-saving care. There's no time to wait. Make an appointment today to give blood by using the Blood Donor app, visiting redcrossblood.org, or calling 1-800-RED-CROSS to schedule your donation.
Your business isn't a science experiment. So at Cumulus Digital, we don't speculate, we execute with a proven framework delivering results 25% better than industry standards. Go to cumulusdigital.com, fill out our form, and move from guessing to knowing.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
Down 29 points. The New York Knicks pull off the greatest comeback in NBA Finals history last night. The Knicks outscored the Spurs 58-30 in the second half. As each minute passed, the Knicks kept chipping away at the big Spurs lead. Game 5 is Saturday night in San Antonio. The Knicks now have a chance to win a championship for the first time since 1973. I'm Chris Black.
There's a pill version of Ozempic.
Hello, I'm Ozempic.
And I'm other GLP-1s kind of like him. Hey, did I hear there's a pill version of Ozempic?
Yep, you sure did. Ask your doctor about which FDA-approved uses of the Ozempic pen or pill may be right for you. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and learn more about Ozempic semaglutide tablets 9 milligrams and Ozempic semaglutide injection 2 milligrams.
There's a pill version of Ozempic.
The final is here and both teams are set, and now you can trade every game on Kalshi. Last week, New York was trading at 54% to beat San Antonio, meaning a $100 trade could pay out over $186 if they take the title. Want to know what they're at today? Check Kalshi. On Kalshi, you're trading against other people in a live market, and as the odds move, you can buy in or out anytime. For limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code UPDATE to get a $10 credit when you trade $10. KALSHI Kalshi. Trade on anything. 18 plus only. Must be present in state where it is legal to trade. Event contract trading involves risk. It may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. $10 free credit with no expiration. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. For more information, see Kalshi.com/regulatory.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
We got the TV on here in studio, and there was a preview of NBA coverage with Ernie Johnson. Ernie called himself the most blessed grandfather on the planet last night because he got to meet Taylor Swift and take a picture with her. Taylor, who was at the game with her besties, the Haim sisters. Are you familiar, Dragon Ball, with the Haim sisters?
No,
I don't think they're related to Corey Haim.
I was gonna say I only know Corey Haim. I don't know about the Haim sisters.
No, the Haim. I think they're a musical act or something of that nature. I've never heard any of their music because I probably should go pull that up on Spotify or something. But yeah, she's with the. Curious enough, she used to run in a little bit of a pack, but she no longer. What's the one girl? The one girl I like that I heard. Well, actually, I like her older sister. They got into all the trouble with the lawsuit. Yeah, she doesn't really run with her much anymore. So 5 years ago, she'd have been sitting courtside with Taylor Swift, but I don't think they're as tight as they used to be. But they had really cool shirts. I will give them that. And there was a lot of speculation. Is she really a Knicks fan? Like, my wife even asked me, she's like, well, it's like, Taylor, is she like, I think she's from that area. I think she grew up in Connecticut. So I was like, yeah, I think she's from the Connecticut area. So by default, most people from Connecticut either follow the New York teams or the Boston teams, depending on, I guess, what part of, if you're on the New York side of Connecticut or if you're on the Massachusetts side of Connecticut. But yeah, I thought they had really cool shirts. Taylor's shirt said Stevie Nicks, the singer, Stevie.
Yeah.
What's the group, Fleetwood Mac?
Who the hell doesn't know who Stevie Nicks is? That's my question.
Well, we weren't sure who knew Fat Joe, so.
Yeah, it was a callback.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Her shirt said Stevie Nicks, with the Knicks being, New York Knicks. Then one of the other girls, one of the Haim sisters, I don't know them apart or their name, with their first names. I think one of them is Emmy, and I forget the other one's name. She had on a shirt that said Nicole Kidman. Nicole Kidman.
Sure.
And then the other Haim sister had on a shirt that said Nick Go Back.
That's a bad one.
Yeah, that one's you're reaching there.
Nick Go Back.
That's a reach.
I thought it was cool. I thought the thought concept that went into them coming up with those shirts was pretty
All
cool.
I just heard you say was 3 fantasy football league names. Team
and bad ones.
Just
there.
puns. It's all puns, yeah.
Right. Yeah, there you go. Name your fantasy football teams.
Stevie Nicks came out of her cave last year. Did you see that? She performed on SNL for the first time in 41 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, just last October. She looks great.
My wife is a huge Fleetwood Mac fan. She loves Stevie Nicks.
I'm a huge Peter Green fan.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
I don't know Peter Green.
Well, Peter Green is the founder of that band, and they
Fleetwood
wanted
Mac?
to call it
Okay.
the Peter Green Band. But because he was a very shy, reserved person, they named it after the drummer,
Mick
who's
Fleetwood.
named Mick Fleetwood,
Right.
who was the original drummer. And then Peter Green left the band, which was a blues rock band. Actually, Black Magic Woman, are you familiar?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a Peter Green song, not a Santana song. It's a Peter Green song that Santana covered. And so the original, 3 albums for Fleetwood Mac were blues guitar albums based on Peter Green, who's widely considered the greatest blues guitarist of all time by many people. And then they became a pop group in the 70s when Stevie Nicks joined.
Right.
There you go. The history of Fleetwood Mac right here on Wildcats Radio 1290. You never know what you're going to get with DK on the sports tip. We try to give you a little bit of everything. That's for sure. If you liked the shirts by Taylor Swift and her crew, 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. One of the age-old things that we see in sports, especially when a team comes back from a deficit early to win a game, is the proverbial question from the media: what was said at halftime? Let's hear from Karl Anthony Towns as he answers what the Knicks locker room was like when they were down big in the first.
You will hear one other voice in this because Jose Alvarado was sitting next to him, but this question was directed at Kat.
There we go.
When we got in there at halftime, we understood we're disappointed with the performance we had in the first half. That's, of course, the result of walking in. But I've always talked about the unity and connectivity of this team. Went in there, people spoke up. Jose's, just saying we just gotta, regardless of how the result of the game comes out, we can't not at least work on our standards and be who we are. Yeah. And for me, I brought up experience. I said last year we were in this situation 2 games in a row in Boston. We found a way to get it done. It's experience teaches you a lot, and I think experience today let us know that we cannot let go of the rope. We always have a chance if we go out there and take it to another level and give ourselves a chance. All you can ask for after the half we had is we just wanted a chance. And, sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you make your luck. We made our luck today.
The funny thing about the Knicks lineup is all of the Spurs are under 26, under 25, other than their point guard, who's 29. Every single Knicks rotation player, DK, is 28 or older.
Right.
All of them. So OG's 28, Mitch Robinson's 28, Mikal Bridges 29, Brunson's 29, Cat's 30. All those guys been around the league for 9-10 years. So that's what showed up in that second half. And the halftime speeches, there was a guy in the press room who asked that question to every single player, and they didn't really have much answers outside of Karl Anthony Towns.
Right.
Because to me, that locker room is a bunch of 10-year vets, DK, a bunch of guys who are not panicked at any point in what's an 82-game season for, if not figuring out how to keep your emotions in check and how to stay focused when you're behind in a game. I mean, they've done that 9 times through an 82-game season, including all of the playoffs. They've been there, done that many times in their career. So that's not a locker room I would ever expect to be in any kind of panic mode, regardless of the deficit.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Let's flip it to the other side of the coin. Victor Wembanyama looked like his team was about to be headed home with a chance to be even in the series with 2 out of the next 3, a 3-game series, and 2 out of the next 3 at home. Victor, 24 points, 13 rebounds, 3 blocked shots, asked what happened in the fourth quarter.
Can you just explain how that thing fell apart in the fourth quarter?
I think it began before that.
Third row on the left.
Can't really explain it right now. I don't know. I think it's just, execution, greediness, of some sort. We clearly weren't the most hungry in the second half.
Victor, obviously this is very painful. What's going through your mind right now?
What's going through my mind right now, I think it's going to go one of two ways. One of two ways. And a bad one and a good one. And I know the bad one would be giving up. The good one would be getting stronger through this, getting more together. And I know this is what we're going to do.
Yep.
I just saw. Don't believe what I just saw.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened. I just don't believe. I still don't believe what I just saw.
Well, the crazy thing is, like, talk a lot about the Knicks, but as we've said, I mean, the Spurs scored 70 points in the first half,
right?
30 in the second half. So, Dragon Ball, I mean, they lost by points. If the Spurs scored 35 points and a half, they win that game pretty comfortably. So, it's really, you have to look back and, of course, the Knicks made all that happen. Their defense was a little more active in that second half, but it was really the shot selection and early quick threes. I think there were 8 or 9 consecutive at one point. It was really just a matter of the Spurs just resting on that comfortable lead and not staying in that moment of 0-0, that 0-0 mentality. And I think younger players may have a bigger tendency to do that, but obviously they're going to learn from that. I have no doubt that those guys are all super competitive. So, I mean, that's what first and foremost, you got to be a good athlete. You have to have the work ethic to be able to spend, countless hours in the gyms honing your craft. But at the end of the day, the best athletes we think of in our lifetimes are those guys, like Michael Jordan, right? Those guys who are, at the end of the day, only obsessed with one thing, and that's finding a way to win the game. And the Spurs in that second half just did not have that edge. They just did not perform the level of execution that they needed to just close that game out and get the win. 30 points in the second half is why they lost that game.
Yep. All right, we've got our question of the day up for today. It was what J-Dub talked about earlier in the show. He said if he had one player from the 2025 draft to start a franchise with, it would be the Spurs' Dylan Harper. So head on over right now to our Twitter, Wildcats1290. We'd like to know who in last year's class, and we gave you 4 names, but if you want to throw somebody else in there, feel free to do so. Who would you, out of the 4 we gave you or another, start an NBA franchise with if you were a GM? Would it be Dylan Harper? Would it be Cooper Flagg? Would it be Con Knipple? Or would it be out of the Big 12, VJ Edgecombe?
I might even go as far to say is I'm trying to think of who from this draft class I would take over Dylan Harper. Mm-hmm. Like AJ DeBonce is great. We saw him multiple times last year. Darren Peterson, very, very high ceiling. There's a lot of dudes. Acuff. There's a lot of guys in this year's class who everybody's raving about. But
I'm not taking Darren Peterson.
Dylan Harper is the truth.
Harper's a tough guy to try and measure up against with either this year's crop of talent or next year's crop of talent. It's still very much, I think, in Dylan Harper's favor.
He's just so smooth. That's the thing, is that a lot of guys have every, counter and every dribble move in the game, but a lot of them do it, as if they're trying to do a move. Dylan Harper does it as if the ball's an extension of himself. And that's the difference, is that a guy who's 20, I don't think, very rarely have I seen anybody in the pressure situations as a young player like that come up so big time and time again. He shot over 60% in every game in this finals except for one. So he's just incredible.
DK on the Sports Tip. Much more coming up for you. We're going to talk some World Cup and FC Tucson soccer with John Perlman, the founder of FC Tucson, coming up in the 4 o'clock hour. Dragon Balls here has got everything happening in sports in Southern Arizona, as well as sports around the earth. Maybe in a vessel.
And we do have the Big 12 opponent slate set now for the Arizona Wildcats men's basketball team for the 2026-27 campaign.
Is Texas Tech on the list?
I'll get to that. The only teams the Cats will face both at home and away, so twice this season in Big 12 play, will be the school up north. You already know that. Houston and BYU. The Cats will be on the road for games against Cincinnati, Iowa State, Kansas State, Oklahoma State, Texas Tech, and West Virginia. Meanwhile, it'll be Baylor, Colorado, Kansas, TCU, UCF, and Utah that will all be going and playing their games at the McHale Center at Alchemy Arena to fill out the home slate there. And in what would have been the last day of mandatory minicamp today for the Cardinals, the team now has the day off. As we mentioned yesterday, Coach Mike LaFleur announced they would be putting an early end to camp for players ahead of training camp dates here in middle July. And meanwhile, but the team still has some good information related to certain players struggling with their injuries from last season, and good news coming on the defensive side for cornerback Garrett Williams.
We got great news on Garrett. That will not happen for him to be back right in July. But when I first got here, I mean, maybe I'm speaking here, but I mean, it was like an October, November thing, and now it's talking about getting in training camp, getting him going. So he's put so much good work in. What a special human being that is, and you know, again, what a really good player that this defense missed last year when he went down.
He's got a chance for week 1.
He'll have a chance for week 1 for sure.
Meanwhile, Caleb Proctor, however, looks to have an uncertain future for this season. The rookie defensive lineman suffered a torn meniscus during practice in one of the earlier days of camp. It looks to be quite some time before he is able to return for the 4th-round pick there. Meanwhile, following the brutal finish for the Spurs, where they lost a 29-point lead, and they found themselves now on the brink of being eliminated and losing the NBA Finals to the Knicks, Victor Wembanyama had an equally rough night away from the court as he was entering the team hotel last night. He was seen on video being pelted with booze as well as an egg that flew in and struck him in the head. The video does not show who threw the egg, but New York police said 56 people were taken into custody throughout the night from charges that range from assault to disorderly conduct following the Knicks win.
So you're saying when I go to New York in a few weeks, I probably should not wear a Spurs jersey?
You should not wear any jersey that is not for New York ever.
Don't wear red or blue in certain neighborhoods. That's the attitude going on in New York right now, literally.
Yeah. Anyway, that's 2020 Sports Update with Wildcats Radio 1290.
Nobody covers your Cats like we do, with press conferences, coaches shows, and play-by-play.
It is over. Cats have won it.
We bring you all the stories, highlights, and analysis of your Arizona Wildcats. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center at your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. Collisions at 1st and Roger Road and 1st Avenue. A wreck at Ina and I-10 at the I-10 Ina overpass. And road work and slowdowns, Ajo and Keno. 77 the overnight low, 103 tomorrow and 103 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by Summit Racing Equipment.
Rev up Father's Day gift giving at summitracing.com. You'll find unique gifts, parts, tools, accessories, and more. Or give the perfect card, a Summit Racing gift card. Shop summitracing.com, plus enroll in the rewards program to get more power in every purchase.
Shh, here it comes. Surprise! The people above your catering business are doing major construction, and the drilling is only during business hours. It's so loud.
Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting personalized discounts on a commercial auto quote with Progressive.
Also, that isn't powdered sugar on the floor. It's plaster from your ceiling.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids Max Strength. Its dual-active formula has 1,500 milligrams of calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolaids spells powerful relief. 1,500 milligrams is our highest amount of antacid per tablet. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Good evening, ma'am. We're the Goodfellas AC Rapid Response Team, here for the overnight install of your new AC unit.
Great. Come in. We're so excited for a sleepover.
Oh, well, we're actually putting you and your family up in a hotel for the night. We work while you sleep.
Oh.
Okay, who's ready for a movie night? Popcorn or s'mores?
You know, that sounds pretty good.
No, it doesn't.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. Providing overnight installs so you don't miss work or leisure time with your family. GoodfellasAC.com.
From work to errands to family life, your car takes a beating. At Recon Auto Detailing, we don't just protect it, we maintain it.
They installed my ceramic coating in shop, and now their mobile team keeps it looking brand new, right in my driveway.
Ceramic coatings, PPF, tint, all installed professionally at Recon Auto Detailing. And with our mobile detailing, we keep that fresh, protected look mile after mile. One-stop shop, zero hassle. That's Recon Auto Detailing, Ceramic Pro West, Tucson.
We are the rush, the pulse, the thrill you didn't see coming. Welcome to Club Soul at Casino del Sol, where Tucson's best just got better. Join Club Soul today and get $20 free play. That's right, your first play is on us. Play, earn, and unlock exclusive rewards that take your experience to the next level. More thrills, more perks, more of what makes Casino del Sol unforgettable. We are Club Soul, only at Casino del Sol and Casino of the Sun, an enterprise of the Pasquayaki tribe.
Texting enroll enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215-215. That's HIM to 215-215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Paid for by Adaptive Health.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive can help you protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, and RV, and more. And if something wasn't mentioned that you had in mind, find out if it can be covered at progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE, because it probably can be.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus Media Station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com. We are your home for Arizona athletics. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
We have commenced the Earth Vessel, and what a start it was for El Tricolor.
Hugo Bros played against each other in the 1986 World Cup. Chitone was caught out there, and there's a lucky goal for the Mexicans. Quinones. Big goal.
So good by Julian Quinones. Can I get that in Spanish? Actually, this will be the goal number 2 from Raúl.
Encontrando a Julián, la apertura para Piojo Alvarado. Pico del área, viene el Piojo con este centro. ¡Raúl!
I think we got to back that up and get. How long did he hold that? How long did he hold the goal on that? I need to get my stopwatch so we can time out how long he held. That's going to be. I think that's going to be one of the things I'm going to watch for this World Cup is how long can these announcers hold the shot. Let me. I'm going to time that. Let's hear it one more time.
Wait for the deep breath.
No sé, darle más salida a Gallardo por izquierda.
Qué
no
bien,
sé. Muy bien.
Qué bien aquí Raúl. Encontrando a Julián, la apertura para Piojo Alvarado. Pico del área, viene el Piojo con este centro. ¡Raúl!
Almost 13 seconds.
Yeah, I've got an official time of about 12.74.
Yeah, that's what I got. 12.71 seconds. He held that goal call. I'm not sure who the Telemundo announcer is. We'll have to find that out. But yeah,
it goes back to the 40s.
Yep. the announcer or the call?
No, that style of calling a goal. Yeah, because I mean,
Yeah.
it didn't come to America until like the 90s.
Yep.
From Telemundo. But I did look it up, and the original holding that note for the goal calls goes way back in Argentina to the 1940s, and Brazil and Argentina about the same time.
Yeah.
Raul Jimenez. Only one other person on the team has more caps than Raul Jimenez, and that's the first goal he's ever scored in the World Cup. 127 caps for Raul Jimenez. He's 35 years old. The only player older and with more caps is Guillermo Ochoa. I forget his nickname. What's his Ochoa's nickname? Yeah, Guillermo Ochoa, the goalkeeper. What's his nickname? I forget his nickname. But yeah, he's got 152 caps. Does Guillermo Ochoa? He did not play. Memo. Yeah, thank you. Memo. Yeah, Memo has 152 caps.
7 shots.
Yeah.
For Jimenez.
Oh, 7 shots.
Yeah. So, I mean, a
seven
lot of
shots in his career. 7 shots on goal?
shots.
Wow.
Yeah. So a lot of caps.
Yeah. Not a
7
lot of
shots. Yeah. So that would be why he only has the 1 goal.
Yeah, sometimes you're just there for the setups.
Sometimes you're there to pass the ball around or defend, and your job's not to get in the box.
2-zip the final score today for Team Mexico as they get the win to open up things in the World Cup down in Mexico City.
Well, let's just hope that the 2-0 is the score, is the numbers that people will be paying attention to, because that's the results we need. But I'm more interested in the fact that there's 3 red cards in the first game, 2 send-offs on the same team. South Africa was pretty much playing from behind, even though they gave up the goal in the first 9 minutes. They played from behind the rest of the way after
I looked up on the screen, and at one point it said they only had 10 players left. I'm like, what?
Yeah, no,
I thought somebody got hurt because I didn't really see the first half.
The worst part is that all those red cards, as far as if I remember seeing on the stat sheet, none of them were a yellow card advance. They were immediate red cards. So it's like, okay, maybe we need to pull this back a little bit because of immediate red card that many times in one match is a little concerning.
El Tri has a reputation.
Yes.
They play very feisty style of soccer. Has always been that way.
Oh, yeah.
We've been talking a lot this week about ticket prices to get into the NBA Finals at MSG. Well, they literally, I think like 20 minutes before this game started, they cut off actually it was a little bit before that. They had to cut off secondary prices or secondary sales because basically there were no tickets left. So if you wanted to still try to get in through the FIFA's primary websites, I believe there were some tickets still available there. $3,700. 37. And we've been kind of saying, to see. So this just kind of tells you the difference here in the United States, and we'll look it up. I'm talking on last week's numbers, so I don't know what the number is now for tomorrow's game at SoFi Stadium. Last week it was $1,100 on StubHub if you wanted to get in. That was the minimum amount. $3,700 to get in today to see Team Mexico play in Mexico City. And they had their own. I mean, they had the President Sherbaum was there. They had Canelo Alvarez was there. I mean, they had their own list of celebrities that were in Mexico City to see El Tri today. So
as of yesterday, there were still thousands of tickets available.
Yeah,
for the first game at SoFi.
Thousands. Okay.
Thousands.
So do we think the secondary market is dropping? Or hopefully.
One would hope.
We'll let you know. I'll let you know a little bit later in the show what that looks like.
Briefly talk about this because I have a huge problem with this.
Okay.
Why is soccer undeniably the most popular sport on the planet?
Why? You're asking the question why. Just because it's a sport that I think more countries play it?
Because you need 2 rocks and a gourd to play it.
2 rocks.
You don't need gloves. You don't need a hoop. You don't need a ball. You can bounce. None of that is required. Nothing is required for kids to kick a ball around with 2 rocks as a goal. So it's available to every poor nation around the world, right? And that's why it is by far the most popular. And here we are hosting the World Cup at prices where nobody that doesn't fly first class regularly can afford. So there's a little bit of a disconnect there.
Oh, yeah.
Right now on StubHub, the cheapest ticket is $1,153 to get into tomorrow night's game at SoFi Stadium between the United States and Paraguay. So it's about the same. The price has not really changed. Doesn't appear to have gone up, nor has it appeared to have gone down. It looks like the most expensive tickets to get in tomorrow are right around that. Oh, there's some down really low, which I wouldn't want to sit down. I wouldn't want to pay $9,000 to sit that close to the field. If I'm paying $9,000,
Yeah, you can't see much.
No, I don't want to buy. That's ridiculous. I'm not paying to sit that close. Like good midfield seats in like the second level, $4,000. $4,000 for like midfield second level. That was we went to a game. We went to a Seattle Sounders game. It's the only professional soccer game I've ever been to. My wife and I we went up to Seattle a few years ago to see early season series between the Mariners and the Indians. And the great folks over at FC Tucson, we're going to be talking to John Perlman here momentarily. We were able to, I forget who the coach was at that time, but he had worked with the Sounders, and so they got us tickets. Our flight was late. Of course, our flight was late, so we didn't get there till halftime. We're thinking, I wonder where we're going to be sitting. We're probably going to be sitting in like nosebleeds or somewhere like that. We were like literally in a club section on right at midfield. I was like, whoa. This is how you do soccer in the United States.
Those might be the craziest fans in the country in any sport.
Oh, yeah. That's why one of the American games is there. Is in Seattle.
Yeah, the Sounders fans are nuts.
Yeah, you reward your best fan bases with a game during the World Cup.
Well, you took away their Griffey Jr., and then you took away their basketball team.
Yeah.
What else do they got?
And you took away the name of their stadium and called it Seattle. So there you go. In fact, we were just watching a report was being done outside of SoFi, and they had covered up all you could see was stadium. They covered up the SoFi part of that. Cricket is here with us right now. Cricket, always great to see you. The World Cup has started. Do you have your United States shirt for tomorrow's game? Do you have a USA shirt?
I do not.
You probably have some type of patriotic shirt that you can throw on, right? Do you have any red, white, and blue shirts? No? No? I'm surprised, Cricket. I thought you would have like some type of patriotic shirt.
You could make a pun shirt.
Yeah.
A pun?
Yeah, like Taylor Swift and all her buddies last night. You were talking about all day today.
Did you see the game last night? Did you see Taylor?
No, but I saw Taylor Swift there and all the T-shirts that had to do with like Nickelback.
Which one did you like
Nicks. What was Nicole Kidman? Did Nicole Kidman have another? I forget what hers was.
Yeah, Nicole Kidman, Stevie Nicks, and Nickelback.
Yeah.
Did you have a favorite? I liked Stevie Nicks. I like the one that Taylor was
that's cute.
Wearing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool.
It's fun.
You know, if you're going to go to a game, you got to come up with some type of theme.
Some fun.
You know, be fun about it. Yeah. I thought that was kind of,
I'm going to watch a game, man. If I'm going to a game, I'm watching the game.
Yeah, we go to games to watch the game. They go to games to be watched.
Yeah, exactly. To get their photos taken.
Yeah,
yes.
well, that's why they're sitting
Nobody wants to watch me and J-Dub on the court side of McHale. They want to watch the Cats. And we want to watch the Cats.
All the camera shots are like Fat Joe. There's Ben Stiller. There's Chalamet.
Courtside
I'm probably wearing something like this where it's like a Hawaiian shirt, which is way out of place here in Arizona.
Did you see what Dragon Ball was wearing at the game last night?
All right.
Khakis.
Khakis.
I know, right?
All right, we got an interview coming up. So let's get to Cricket, who's got quotes.
Mm-hmm. I know you said to wait for the music, so I was waiting.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life.
Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there. I like that. Dragon Ball.
Not Steve Irwin, is it?
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs. Mm-hmm. Now which one is he? Is he Apple or?
I forget.
Yes,
but he's a
Apple.
Computer guy.
Yeah. He's the founder of Apple. Yes.
Thank you.
See? Okay, I got that part right.
Good
Yay
job.
for me. I didn't know who said it, but I got the where he worked right. All right, one more time.
Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life.
All right. If you've got a USA T-shirt for Cricket, 575 Roger Road.
Well, they call them the Stars and Stripes or the Yanks.
575 Roger Road.
There's your puns to work off
so
of.
that she can have
Stars
something
and
to put
Stripes
on
or Yanks
tomorrow night at 6:00 for the game against Paraguay. Say that. Say Paraguay.
Paraguay.
Paraguay. That's good. You took Spanish in high school, didn't you?
No.
No.
I did not.
Did you take French?
No.
Okay. I took French. All right, Cricket is here, and she's getting you home. It's hot out there. 105, first time at 105 yesterday. Are we 105 today? She's about to tell you.
And from the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Collisions that are reported. It'll start to the northwest side on Cortero at I-10. McGee and Thornydale reported in the clearing stages first in Roger Road. Also collisions east side Camino Seco and Old Spanish Trail. Kolb Road and Broadway Boulevard. Also a wreck at 22nd Street and Swan. A lot of slowdowns back up Swan and 22nd Street. 77 the overnight low, 103 tomorrow, and 102 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. This Father's Day at Lowe's, they have extra big deals for a very limited time, so you can get Dad the gift he's been wishing for. Get a free Select Craftsman DeWalt or Cobalt battery when you buy a Select Combo Kit. Valid through 6/15 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Summer camp at the Fox Tucson Theater. Discover filmmaking and movie magic. Learning about visual effects, storytelling, and creative expression, including a red carpet premiere of your own movie scenes. Lights, camera, action for all tweens and teens. Register today at foxtucson.com.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 85% water, right?
85% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients. Don't pay for water, pay for clean.
Save $10 when you spend $30 on Tide and Downy. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent. Must buy at least one participating Tide or Dreft detergent item, plus at least one participating Downy and or Bounce scent booster, liquid fabric softener, or dryer sheets. Prepaid card by mail. Visit pglaundryrebate.com for terms and conditions.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Arizona drivers know June is the calm before the furnace. Temperatures are rising and the intense summer heat is on its way. It's as certain as the next cracked asphalt road or suspension slaying pothole, just around the corner and coming quickly. But Arizona drivers know that Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is the one stop to make sure their car, SUV, light truck, or minivan is road trip ready for this summer's torture test for tires, batteries, brakes, and cooling systems. Just about every part under maximum stress. But mention this ad during June and get Jack Furrier's road trip ready inspection at no charge with the purchase of any oil change. A $30 value for free that gives you the inspection information you need to lower your stress before heading into another summer of extreme Arizona driving. And if you already know you need tires or service, come by to the Local's Choice for the most affordable tires and rock-solid guarantees at 14 award-winning locations. Make an appointment online, call ahead, or just stop by. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, we're here to get you there.
We all know just because gifts for loved ones can look like flowers, a spa day, or maybe even planning date night. But what about something that will truly last and protect your loved ones along the way? I'm talking about life insurance. I called SelectQuote to secure our coverage and couldn't believe how easy and affordable it was. I'm 40, and my $500,000 policy was only $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. And with their same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. With monthly payments less than the cost of a bouquet of flowers, this is the perfect time to make sure your family is protected.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-596-2626 or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-596-2626. 1-800-596-2626.
Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Oh, no, not the sink. Not now.
Plumbing issues can put your life on pause. But with anytime emergency scheduling, the Neighborly Done Right promise, and more, Mr. Rooter Plumbing will have your life flowing again in no time.
All fixed. Much better.
Mr. Rooter is proud to cheer on the Cats. Mention this ad for 10% off any plumbing service. A win for the whole family. Bear down, Arizona.
Mr. Rooter Plumbing, a neighborly company.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus. levels.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215-215. That's HIM to 215-215. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Paid for by Adaptive Health.
Life happens. Lucky for you, the new ICCU Central Plus checking account comes with benefits, including cell phone protection.
Wait, through my ICCU checking account?
That's right. Along with a whole lot of other benefits you might need. Because being human is a full-time job.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, the World Cup is underway. Game number 1 earlier today down in Mexico. El Tricolor wins it 2-0 over South Africa. The second game of the day, also in Mexico, different side in Guadalajara. And it is South Korea and Czechia to open things up. Team USA will be on the pitch tomorrow night at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. Let's talk some soccer. Joined as always, one of the best soccer people you're going to find here in Southern Arizona. John Perlman is the founder of FC Tucson. John, appreciate you taking some time to join us. So for somebody that works in soccer, that has a background in soccer, is this like Christmas morning for you, the start of the World Cup in the United States of America?
Yeah, it 100% is. And, I was speaking to a group the other night and saying, like, look, there's a lot that's gone on, obviously, with our country and politically, and obviously in Tucson with the disappointment with the FIFA team that was supposed to be here in Iran and all of the things that we've kind of gone through, individually as a community here and as a country. But just like Qatar, the games are starting now, and the focus is going to be on soccer, and it's something that I love. And the best players in the world are playing in our country for the biggest sports trophy in sports, and I just think it's amazing. And now I'm very excited. I'm actually flying tomorrow. I will see Belgium, Egypt. I will try to see if for some reason some cheap tickets from the U.S. game fall on the ground for Australia, because I am not all my money is invested in our team here. But I'm going to see my son, and again, it's like I told everyone: if you can get in a car and get to LA and sleep in your car and give it a shot, do it. I mean, there's a lot of cost problems with this and the challenges of that, but again, it's a very special thing. It only comes to our country, once every 2 decades if we're lucky, and I just think it's a unique opportunity for people who love the game to spend time with other and meet people. And I think our country people are going to realize what's great about our country as opposed to all of the challenges here. And the soccer and the sport is going to take center stage, and really excited about it.
You're going out. You mentioned you're going to go see Belgium and Egypt. That'll be up at Seattle at I guess they're going to. It's called Lumen Field, but for the purpose of this tournament, Seattle Field or whatever they're doing there in terms of taking.
Yeah. It's not. Yeah, FIFA takes away all your branding opportunities. But yeah, it's going to be amazing. Certainly, Lumen is a great venue. We've had, obviously for us, the Sounders Seattle area. We've Henry Bronner, who was a former FC Tucson coach, is now the Sounders technical director. Danny Musovsky plays for the Sounders. I spent a lot of time in Seattle watching our players, watching them train. We have a great relationship with the Sounders. They've come here for preseason. So I love Seattle. My son loves living there, and I love the opportunity to see 2 teams like that play each other. Great superstars on the team. De Bruyne, obviously Mo Salah, and but yeah, I'm really excited for the U.S. opening tomorrow, and today's game was certainly not boring, and for maybe more red card reasons than the play on the field. But again, everyone thinks they know what's going to happen. You have no idea, and the World Cup always delivers drama. So
we were talking, John, in the last segment just about Seattle, and obviously it's such a strong. Because I was telling the guys that the one Major League Soccer game I've been to was at Seattle, and who was the coach a couple years ago that was here that it had Seattle? He was the one that got me the tickets. I forget. I think he was the first year that we were the pro side.
So it would have been either Siggy Schmidt, who's passed, or Brian Schmetzer, who continues to be the coach there.
Okay, I don't know.
Or is the coach from here?
No, coach from here. Yeah, he was the coach.
So Henry Bronner is the coach who works for the Sounders from here.
Okay,
He might have helped you out.
Yeah, I forget who the coach was at the time, but yeah. So I was telling the guys, I was like, yeah, I'm thinking, we'll probably have like nosebleed seats or something like that, and it was like literally like club section midfield, and I'm thinking, wow, this is how you watch a soccer game. But why is and we can even go back. I watched the documentary a couple of weeks ago on the birth of the NASL back in the day and how Portland's obviously another a team that's had a rapid fan base going back that far. Why has the Northwest, why was that a part of the country that really has gravitated to this game and the fandom that we've seen from teams like Portland and Seattle?
I don't know. I haven't done as deep a dive as I should, but all I can say is that those are two great cities with a very educated populace, with a very open-minded populace to things that are worldly in general. So the world's game would make a lot of sense in those places. Also, they're completely committed, and they're very sturdy people. The weather is crappy all the time, so they'll be out there, rain, snow, sleet. If you've got something cool, if it's a good product, they're going to recognize it. And again, you remember the support, obviously losing them, but you remember the support that you had with the Supersonics. You've always had it with the Mariners, even though they haven't been good all the time. And again, Portland, what they did with it, with their fan base, and the Timbers are iconic, and the Sounders games are iconic, and they also created regional rivalries as well, and built those up. And it's probably a accumulation of things. But again, I just think I couldn't be happier to go where I'm going to see a World Cup game. I wasn't sure, obviously, because we're in season and it's challenging to do that, but I found a little window when we were on the road, and it's one of those things I couldn't say no to. We won the lottery to get the tickets, so that kind of leaned me in the direction because I wasn't sure how I was going to handle it in terms of whether I went in '94, and it was an amazing experience for me personally. When I was playing collegiate soccer, I went and saw Italy against Ireland in the Meadowlands, and that was an iconic game for Ireland. It's one of the great games in their history where they upset Italy, who actually ended up getting to the final. And again, there's just, with the more teams now, there are going to be so many twists and turns in group play, and nobody can panic because you can get in as a third-place team. So you're going to see fans panicking, but the best staffs do not panic because, as you saw with Argentina, early results or early struggles, it's the long game. You're playing the long game. You've got to be prepared. You've got to have depth. You've got to use your roster intelligently. And obviously, the heat's a factor here too as well for certain cities, and will make a difference in moments. So we'll see who's ready to be the best team on this soil.
John Perlman is our guest. He is the founder of FC Tucson. John, I want to ask you, we've been kind of talking about the ticket prices for the last couple of weeks and how it is an exorbitant expense to get in to see one of these games. You mentioned if you could maybe find a cheap ticket at some point to see the United States. So we asked the question, like, how much would you pay to see Team USA? And most people said they probably wouldn't be able to go over $300 to see Team USA play, and we're like, well, you're not getting in to see that because right now the lowest ticket on StubHub for tomorrow's game is $1,100. How much would you pay to go see Team USA play in this event?
Yeah, it's a really good question. So again, I think it's like, okay, so I put my money in once we got the thing. I've sold back just because I'm not there, the Iran, Egypt, and the Bosnia Qatar game. So is that found money that I should invest better in my 401k or my IRA? Or do I say, oh, it's not real money anyway, and then do I do it off of, well, I've ticked back up, $500, $600. Am I willing to pay another $400 to be in what you would imagine are not very good seats? I think our plan is to go to a watch party, kind of sniff around very close because my son lives close on the train there, and then just go to game time and see if people are panicking at the end, because I'd be happy to go in there off a watch party and maybe roll in there in the 10th minute or something. So again, my son's super savvy about this stuff. I'm a Gen Xer. I grumble about everything. I'm super accepting of the fact I'd love to be. I have a lot of friends that are going to be around the Seattle area watching games. So I'm trying to get together with people I love. I'm very happy with the big screen. Yeah, I mean, for me, It is personal. I mean, I've scouted for U.S. Soccer and a lot of these players are players I scouted as very young players. And some of the ones I loved got left off as well. So you feel a number of ways about it. But ultimately, I mean, I don't know. If the temperature turns up there and the credit card's available, I've made bigger disaster purchases that I will never mention to anyone that far exceed the amount I would spend on a U.S. ticket for things far less valuable than me going to the U.S. soccer game. So I have to be honest.
John Perlman, our guest, founder, FC Tucson. You mentioned watch parties. I know you guys tend to do those for events like this. Is there anything happening with FC Tucson in terms of watch parties during the World Cup run?
Yeah, absolutely. We're doing the opening game. Unfortunately, I won't be able to be there with our staff, but we did today. We did Mexico at the Sands Club, and we're going to be doing the U.S. game at the Sands Club as well. It's a great place. It's a beautiful venue. It's inside, temperature control. Beautiful set up there, obviously on the 5th floor there, but in the football stadium VIP section. I highly recommend it. It is free. Don't be confused by any other ads you saw that say it's not free. First drink ticket is free for the game, and we raffled off a bunch of stuff too as well today. We raffled off, a beautiful, fluffy, soft, plush Mexican FIFA soccer ball with the colors, and we gave away tickets to the game, and we gave away Kane's super cool pack, and all of our sponsors have given us great presents to give away. So you should definitely check that out, and then we'll be all over. Downtown, we're going to be at the playground. We're going to be at Corbett's for different games. So we're bouncing around when we don't have games. We're going to be trying to be out there, getting our brand out there, encouraging people to go to our games, but also just celebrating what's such an incredible month of soccer. It's just going to be epic. And obviously, when this is over, we want to make sure that we're in the playoffs, and hopefully U.S. is advancing the knockout round. So we're very optimistic right now. Hope springs eternal every World Cup for the U.S. and every season for FC Tucson. And so, emotions are high, and we want to be out there with you guys and giving you stuff. So.
And obviously the men's side is on the road. I would imagine this is a 4-game road trip. I'd imagine it was because you guys had thought that, you were going to have a team training there. So I would imagine, is that how you set up your schedule with kind of these block of games? Last week you guys were over in Southern California, and then the side will be back over there again this week?
Yeah, that's correct. We were very thoughtful about when Iran was going to be here and when we'd be able to use the grandstand. Now, obviously, all that is out. But again, we scheduled what we thought was smart, the times to go. We love bringing people in here in the heat. That's always, we think, is a big advantage. But we don't want to stack our games. But we feel like we did a great job with the schedule. We got lots of Friday games. We specifically avoided all U.S. games, tried to avoid all Mexico games as well, the best we could. And we're really excited about our women's team playing this weekend. Obviously, these are big road points we have to pick up here. But, certainly for us, it was related to our intended guests. And, sometimes the best laid plans and the best – and I really want to say this very much, publicly, to say what a great job Tucson's law enforcement community did. The Visit Tucson, the Steam District did to bring something special here. It didn't work out the way we wanted to, but it was there wasn't a single mistake made on our part. We did everything perfectly. And it's a unique political time. And like I said, I wish Team Iran nothing but the best. I wish all the teams health and safety for their players and for their fans. And I really, I'm really excited about our team coming back when we do. And obviously having the situation where we have now where our venue is available and we're playing on the most unbelievable grass in a world-class field. So FIFA was good to us in different ways than they probably wanted to be, but we will move forward, onward and upward, and look at the opportunities we're probably going to have in the Women's World Cup when it comes here, and very soon in probably 2031 to be a host team, and other opportunities for us here to showcase what a fantastic place this is to play and to train. So working on that always.
And a lot of games, like you mentioned, on the horizon. The ladies' side is home this weekend, back-to-back Saturday and Sunday. They'll play a friendly against, I believe, El Paso Surf is on Saturday, and then Desert Dreams on Sunday at Keynote North Stadium, and they have not lost yet in WPSL play, so things off to a great start for the ladies. And then for the last 6 games at home for the men as well, starting the weekend of the 20th when they come back to take on the Fusion, Ventura County. Always great match when FC Tucson.
Yeah, that's the USL2 game of the week that week, so that's really big. Out of 145, teams, they chose that matchup. It's a, West Coast game that's produced, both teams have produced players that have enjoyed playing for national teams. Aaron Herrera has played for, obviously for his country, Nicaragua, and then obviously we have very cool that, for us, with Jossie Zardes, played against us in those days when he was on the national team. So again, great history of those clubs. It's going to be an amazing game. Both teams have, exchanged playoff victories against each other in the last 2 seasons. So we're incredibly excited for that. It's just such a great summer of soccer, and we're going to, continue to support our women's team. Again, is in a great run of form. We want them to keep that up. It's a big weekend for them to pick up, hopefully 2 wins at home. So I'm excited for Ryan. I'm excited for Seba on the road. Tonight I'm going to be watching with, big opportunity for us to play tonight against Capo, and we need a big 3 points here. It's really a critical game. We got some help this week, and it's a super competitive league this year.
There you go. Like you mentioned, big time going on game tonight over at J. Sarah Catholic High School in Southern California against Capo FC for the men's side. Have fun up in Seattle, John, and we look forward to chatting with you again.
Yeah, I can't wait to speak to you after the first game against the men. I'm always here if you want my opinions, which probably have zero value overall to what's actually going to happen. My super risky pick of Spain to win the tournament is really as lame as it can get. But, what I would say is there's a lot of players that are going to change their lives for the positive. It's so exciting when young players get the opportunity and the new stars arise. And then we have some of the greatest players that have ever played in the history of the game wrapping up their international careers. And very sadly, obviously losing Endo, Japan, he fell out for injury and now he's retiring. So terrible time for the Japanese team to lose a player like that and to not let him finish on the terms that you'd really like to see a player like that. But again, there's going to be so many amazing stories. Make sure you're watching. Make sure you're coming to our games. Go to FCTucson.com and check out our schedule and check out all our watch parties. They're a ton of fun. There's a lot of free stuff you're going to get.
There we go. Up at the Sands Club. John, we appreciate you. We will, in fact, we'll get with you and talk next week.
David Kelly, we've always talked during the World Cup, and you know how much I appreciate you. Thanks so much.
Go. All right, John Perlman. He is the founder of FC Tucson. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5. She's got your traffic and your weather.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Collisions. We'll start with Colburn Broadway, Broadway Boulevard and Cole Road, a wreck at Camino Seco and Old Spanish Trail. 22nd Street and Swan, that's involving at least 3 vehicles. And backups each direction, 22nd Street and Swan, and your restrictions mostly southbound and westbound. Also, earlier collision at 1st Avenue and Roger Road. 77 the overnight low, 103 tomorrow and 101 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Bank of America. Bank of America, sponsor of the FIFA World Cup 2026, dedicated to offering solutions to help businesses meet their goals locally and globally. More at bankofamerica.com/gamechangers. That's bankofamerica.com/gamechangers.
Hey, it's David Kelly, DK on the Sports Tip. Don't forget to download the Wildcats Radio 1290 app. It slaps. We've got full coverage of the Wildcats, the Suns, the Cardinals, the Diamondbacks, Pima College. Download the Wildcats Radio 1290 app today.
Unlock the savings at Boost Mobile and save up to $600 a year. I've been scouting these big carriers for a minute now, and I've seen them pull the same play 1,000 times. They promise you the world, then hit you with a price hike right when the game gets tight. But Boost Mobile, their $25 a month unlimited wireless plan is the most consistent player on the floor. No contracts, no price hikes. Unlock the savings today at boostmobile.com/unlock. Based on average annual single line payment of AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile customers compared to 12 months of the Boost Mobile unlimited wireless plan as of January 2026. For full offer details, visit boostmobile.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-885-3300. 800-885-3300.
We're chatting with our guest, always safety first, 811 Megaphone Man.
Call 811 before you dig.
You never stray from your mission of letting homeowners, landscapers, and excavators know you should always call 811 before you dig.
Call 811.
Call for both small and big jobs. And 2 working days in advance?
811.
Any parting words? And I'm guessing they will be...
Call 811 before you dig.
Brought to you by Southwest Gas.
811.
Oh my gosh, Ted, why are you digging up the yard?
I'm looking for that stupid pipe. The bathroom drain is still clogged.
Shouldn't we call Goodfellas AC and Plumbing? You know, the professionals.
I found the pipe.
Whatever clogs your drains, leave it to the professionals at Goodfellas AC and Plumbing. The choice your family can count on for quick, reliable plumbing service using Permaliner to fix pipes and drains without digging up the yard. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
The American Red Cross has an urgent need for blood donors to give. Donors are needed now to make sure patients across the country receive life-saving care. There's no time to wait. Make an appointment today to give blood by using the Blood Donor app, visiting redcrossblood.org or calling 1-800-RED-CROSS to schedule your donation.
Enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215-215. That's HIM to 215-215. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Paid for by Adaptive Health.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Keep your career moving forward with growth opportunities, great pay and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces. Go to careers.progressive.com and apply today.
Hey Tucson, it's time to party. Celebrate our 32nd anniversary with Party Plunko 32, only at Casino del Sol and Casino of the Sun. Every Friday and Sunday from 6 to 8 p.m. Join the drawings for your shot at free play prizes and get entered for our grand finale drawing on July 4th, where you could win a share of $32,000 cash and free play. The fun is dropping, the prizes are popping. Party Plunko 32, only at Casino del Sol and Casino of the Sun, an enterprise of the Pasquayaki tribe.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
The Knicks won Game 4 of the NBA Finals in the most improbable way. A comeback down 29 in the second half. The Spurs had complete control of the game, and it felt like the series momentum was swinging in real time. Jalen Brunson led the Knicks in scoring with 36 points, and he kept attacking in the second half. Brunson and the Knicks now have a chance on Saturday night to become champions. I'm Chris Black.
In a world parched for excitement, Twisted Tea's your refreshing thrill ride of flavor. The hard iced tea that's smooth, made with real brewed tea and 5% alcohol. Twisted Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Hello, I'm Ozempic, and I'm other GLP-1s, kind of like him. Hey, are you shaking a maraca?
No, I'm shaking the pill version of Ozempic, which no one should ever do except in ads like this.
A nice disclaimer.
Hey, thanks. Ask your doctor about which FDA-approved uses of the Ozempic pen or pill may be right for you. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and learn more about Ozempic semaglutide tablets, 9 milligrams, and Ozempic semaglutide injection, 2 milligrams.
There's a pill version of Ozempic.
If Twisted Tea was your best friend, they'd start a dance party in the supermarket that turns into a pool party at your place, and you don't even own a pool. Twisted Tea is smooth, refreshing, and always fun. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
I was renaming Wednesdays, since we're at that time of the year, as Walk-Off Wednesdays. And I love it when we actually get walk-offs on Wednesday.
2-1. Nando to left. Bidet going back. It is gone! A
Fernando Tatis, so good, I gotta have it in Español.
Lanza Peri, palo de línea, por el izquierdo y por arriba. Esa bola se va, lo hizo, a la calle. Se acabó el juego, walk off, y habrá un happy fly a Baltimore. El segundo home run del año. Wow. Pasito guapachoso.
Lo extrañábamos.
Yeah.
That sounds like Mitch Johnson.
Not only was it walk-off Wednesday, it was walk-off Wednesday in the National League West.
Susak, the right-handed hitter, is on deck. Bases loaded, nobody out. The pitch. Swinging. There's a high drive down the right field line, deep into the corner. It's a grand slam! I can't believe it! The 21-year-old Eldridge has electrified Oracle Park. It's a game-ending grand slam.
I mean, is there better than John Miller with a call of a walk-off home run? I mean, these young players. I mean, the other night it was Brandon Montgomery for the White Sox. Bryce Eldridge, just 21 years old, with a walk-off grand slam in a game that the Giants trailed 9-1 going into the eighth inning. They scored 5 times in the eighth and 5 times in the ninth to win, and they haven't had a lot of stuff to celebrate. So, kind of happy for them that they got something to celebrate yesterday with that win. All right, so good stuff there. And speaking of Brandon Montgomery and his White Sox.
Flair in a right, my drop, he gets there. Ball game. White Sox with a 2-1 win over the Braves. They will win this series. And with a Cleveland loss, the White Sox are in first place in the AL Central for the first time since the final
Bro,
that's another one.
Get the microphones out of the fireworks box.
The fireworks.
I mean, they love their fireworks at Comiskey Park.
I understand. There's field mics, and then there's that.
Mm-hmm. So you didn't really hear what he said. That first time since the last game of the 2021 season. That was when the White Sox last won the American League Central Division. So that's been a long time. It's been a long time since they've been in first place. Close to 5 years, 3 straight 100-plus losing game seasons, 121 losses 2 years ago. It's been some bad baseball on the South Side, but they're playing.
Do you know who holds the longest current streak
of loss or what?
Of not winning their division.
Oh, the current longest streak of not winning.
I'll give you a
division. Is it the Diamondbacks?
No, it's me. It's the Pirates.
The Pirates.
They haven't won the division since 1992.
Oh, wow.
The last time they were in the National League Championship Series in 1992.
Wasn't Bonds on that team?
Was that
Bonds
the Sid Bream?
Was
that the Sid Bream game?
Yeah.
The Sid Bream series?
That was.
I like Skinny Bonds.
Skinny Barry, baby. That was
Skinny
the air.
Barry.
I don't think I even knew at the time that he was a Sun Devil for some reason.
Yeah.
Because I was young. I was younger at the time when Barry was in his early stages with Pittsburgh or whatever. But yeah, man, that dude, he didn't need to get big. He could hit when he was skinny.
He was a great base stealer too. He didn't need to get big. He was going to get in the Hall of Fame off of home runs and stolen bases by themselves. But he ended up getting a little bit big out there in San Francisco. We just got done talking about the Giants. But
I could give you a little follow-up, which will make you feel better, is that the Rockies have never won their division. They've been around for 33 years as well. So.
But
they did go to the World Series.
They went to a World Series.
They did.
They only to get swept. And I believe that if they didn't do so well in the National League playoffs, that would have been a more entertaining series because they swept through the National League as they were waiting for the Red Sox to finally finish with like a 6-game series or something of that nature. But I will say, the Rockies at least have that over my head.
That was against the Indians because I remember I went to game 5 in Cleveland. I was living in Memphis at the time. Drove up to go to game 5. I think it was a 2-1 series. The Indians won to win up to go. I'm sorry, it was 3-1 They lost game 4, so they went back to Boston. Game 5, I'm sorry. They lost game 5, and then they went back to Boston and lost the last 2 games there, too. So they blew a 3-1 lead in the ALCS in 2007.
Believe it or not, there's another expansion team from that same expansion that's also has never won their division. But they have won 2 World Series.
The Marlins.
Marlins have never won their division. They have 2 World Series titles.
The Marlins, who swept the Diamondbacks with a bunch of guys I've never heard of.
Yep.
We'll get to that in the 5 o'clock hour. But how about your guy Paul Skeens going out to the Little League field, driving home, saw the lights on, and decided to stop and hang out with the Little Leaguers? That's so cool. That was so cool.
Yeah, it'd been cooler if he had gotten a win in the last start.
Well, it wasn't his fault. It wasn't his fault that he held the Dodgers to 2 runs through 6 innings, and then he leaves, and the bullpen gives up 10 runs in 1 inning.
Oh, no, I'm saying that I would like a win for Skeens.
10 runs in the 7th inning, my guy.
I know.
10
I'm
runs
aware.
in the 7th inning. That's not his fault.
I'm aware of that.
Jeez. My
not
goodness.
great. It's not great.
He did his job. 6. That's a quality start if you got him on your fantasy team in my league.
Back to your original point, like Paul Skeens has always come off as so authentic in his love for the game. You know what I mean? Like everything, even back to his LSU days and before. Like every time I've heard him talk, DK, he just seems like he's the kind of guy who would stop at a Little League ballpark and watch a little and say what's up. He's not out there grandstanding. He seems like he genuinely is super passionate about the game of baseball.
Oh yeah.
So cool to see him do that. All right, let's give you we got hockey tonight for you.
Do you have a bet for it?
Yeah, we always have a bet for the hockey. Do we have that, J-Dub? Is that on there or no? Did I not slide that in there? Okay. I believe it is the afternoon one that we've got tonight. The Carolina Panthers and the Vegas Golden Knights in game number 5.
And we've got a best-of-3 series now, DK.
Yes, we do.
It's apparently going to be Brandon Bussey time again in between the pipes. So going to be interesting to see because, again, based on what Tortorella says he's got full faith in Carter Hart being the goaltender. He's not going to make that change. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes about that.
All right, so I'll just go ahead and tell you we've got the Vegas. The play here tonight is Vegas over Carolina.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here helping you beat the books with Westwood One Sports. Taking a look at Game 5 of the Pro Hockey Finals tonight. Carolina -160 favorite. Vegas at +135. Total of the game is at 6. Now, I agree Carolina should be favored in the game, but for Carolina to be this big of a favorite in a series that's basically been even, I disagree with that. Give me Vegas +135. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
All right, that's on the money line, Dragon Ball. The money line bet, the money line play, they say, is to take Vegas, and you can't really tell in this series because both teams have gotten road wins. So.
Yep. Both teams have gotten road wins. Both teams have had back and forth, and there's only been one game where a team has won by more than 1 goal. So needless to say, it's been kind of heart-stopping action going all the way to the 3rd. The big question is going to be whether or not the big stars for the Vegas Golden Knights decided they want to show up here because, again, we're still waiting for the first Jack Eichel goal of the Stanley Cup Finals. I mean, this has been the big star that the Vegas Golden Knights brought in, and he was dominating really well in the Western Conference playoffs. But since the Stanley Cup Final, goose egg in goals with only 2 assists through 5 games. That's a guy that needs to step up big time.
They did announce the Hart Trophy winner about an hour ago.
Oh,
they did.
That is.
Yes.
Nikita Kucherov.
Kucherov getting his 2nd Hart Trophy. It beats out Connor McDavid and Nathan McKinnon. I get it. I still think that I would have probably voted for McKinnon considering how important he was to the President's Cup winning Avalanche this season. But Kucherov was he's always been such a great player. I mean, I personally have seen him as a guy who I didn't think he would win one this far after his first one because the first Hart was in 2018. So the fact that he's able to go ahead and keep his consistency and get another MVP like this, big credit goes out to Nikita Kucherov.
You ready to feel really old?
Oh, boy.
Connor McDavid is almost 30.
Yes. And apparently he is in a lot of trouble with his roster because We've got some discourse from that potential Mike Babcock situation that I briefly mentioned earlier this week. Now, defenseman Darnell Nurse is apparently asking to be traded, which is one of the few star defensemen they have out in Edmonton. This has been the big problem. They haven't been able to build a roster around McDavid to get over that hump. Got to the Stanley Cup final twice, but losing both years to the same team. And now they have to find a new coach, and there's been a lot of upheaval about potentially McDavid's 2-year extension he signed being a sign that he's not too pleased with Edmonton's front office.
All right, DK on the sports tip, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Much more coming up for you in the 5 o'clock hour. We're going to talk some Arizona basketball. Wilson Moore from the Omaha World Herald will join us. We'll get the skinny on Ugnis Yarosevicic. He is the Ugi, the new big man, Lithuanian big man that the Wildcats have gotten. Transfer from Cal State Bakersfield, Central Michigan, and Nebraska. Dragon Ball's got everything happening in sports here in Southern Arizona as well as sports around the world.
Well, a big congratulations goes out to Mason Lawyer for qualifying for the men's 100 and 200-meter finals for tomorrow at this year's Track and Field NCAA Championships. He was the lone member of the men's side to qualify for the final events later on in this week, and with his performances in those two events. But today, it will be the women on the track as they aim to go ahead and book their trip to the finals as well. But best of luck goes out to Aaron Tack in the javelin and Sydney Vanek in the long jump. Those two prepare for the finals in their respective events today. And the initial start on the road trip for the Diamondbacks certainly not going the way Torey Lovullo and company are hoping for.
Marlins with a chance to sweep the Diamondbacks. 0-2. Got him! Fairbanks strikes out Groover with that cutter, and this ball game is over.
But
who is Fairbanks?
Fairbanks is another young guy on this Marlins squad that helped to go ahead and finish off the series against the Arizona Diamondbacks that now sit at 500 on the year with their road woes continuing.
Is best friends with Roberts and Jeffries. If you didn't know.
And Cassisi?
Yeah. All those guys are besties.
Okay.
This
Ohana, was that the other guy? Ohana?
Sure, he's in there too.
I believe so, yeah. This being the 20th loss now for the Arizona Diamondbacks already this season, but they go ahead and try to go and get their ways corrected tomorrow with a 3-game set in Cincinnati against the Reds starting tomorrow. We already talked about the World Cup officially underway this afternoon. Mexico comes away with a victory, 2-0 performance over South Africa. Their first ever win in opening match play in the World Cup after having 5 losses and 2 draws in their previous appearances. But again, a lot of conversation about the 3 red cards that were handed out during that contest, 2 going to South Africa and 1 going to Mexico. That's the most ever for an opening World Cup match. I'm Dragon Ball, your 2020 Sports Update on Wildcats Radio 1290.
They beat the Boilermakers. The 1 seed is headed back to the Final Four.
Thank you, Coach Lloyd, and all of the players and support staff who helped the Cats make a return to the Final Four.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. Collisions that are clearing 22nd Street and Swan and 22nd, backups at the intersection, and expect restrictions southbound and westbound at 22nd Street and Swan. Also reported Camino Seco and Old Spanish Trail in Sarita, Rancho Sarita Boulevard, south of Pima Mine Road. And for your weather, 77, the overnight low 103 tomorrow and 102 now. And I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by Brake Masters.
We're all racing to the red light, but this isn't NASCAR. Use caution. And if your vehicle needs a pit stop, just head on over to any Brake Masters stop sign. Download coupons and schedule an appointment from your smartphone.
Brake Masters. We give you an honest break.
Unlock the savings at Boost Mobile and save up to $600 a year. I've been scouting these big carriers for a minute now, and I've seen them pull the same play 1,000 times. They promise you the world, then hit you with a price hike right when the game gets tight. But Boost Mobile, their $25 a month unlimited wireless plan is the most consistent player on the floor. No contracts, no price hikes. Unlock the savings today at boostmobile.com/unlock. Based on average annual single line payment of AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile customers compared to 12 months of the Boost Mobile unlimited wireless plan as of January 2026. For full offer details, visit boostmobile.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-885-3300. 800-885-3300.
Morning begins in the Rincon Foothills. Rocking K, a master-planned community and place to call home, offering distinct neighborhoods designed to fit your lifestyle. Explore the outdoors, walk the trails, visit Saguaro National Park. Enjoy community parks and make new friends at Rocking K resident events. Walk to Vail School District's newest campus in Rocking K, Saguaro Creek. 17 model homes, 6 quality builders, move-in ready homes available from the 300s. Rocking K, designed by nature. A community by design.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215215. That's HIM to 215215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Paid for by Adaptive Health.
The American Red Cross has an urgent need for blood donors to roll up a sleeve to help make sure life-saving care isn't delayed for accident victims, surgery patients, and those facing critical treatments for cancer and chronic blood disorders. The Red Cross blood supply has dropped about 20% in recent weeks. There's no time to wait. Make an appointment today to give blood by using the Red Cross Blood Donor app, visiting redcrossblood.org, or calling 1-800-RED-CROSS to schedule your donation. Take action and help save lives.
Hi, you know me, Scott Lehman from ScottSaysYes.com. Check out this month's Wildcats Radio 1290 Community Calendar powered by Premier Auto Center.
Visit the Wildcats Radio 1290 Community Calendar at wildcatsradio1290.com to find out what community events are coming up in the Tucson area. You can also find Wildcats Radio 1290 events, upcoming sporting events, and more. Get the details and get involved with our community at wildcatsradio1290.com.
Go to ScottSaysYes.com today.
In this market, you're either a follower or a leader. While followers settle for the average, Cumulus Digital gives leaders the edge, beating industry averages by 25%. Go to cumulusdigital.com, fill out the form, and take the lead.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Tune to DK on the Sports Tip weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at iccu.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, we are getting set for Game 5 of the NHL Stanley Cup Finals. It is a 3-game series now, tied 2-2. Face-off about to happen in Raleigh, North Carolina. Hurricanes coming off a 5-3 win in Game 4. The play tonight in our Westwood One top plays, Vegas over Carolina on the money line at plus 135. That looks like it's down now to about 130 or up to plus 130. Let's hear, we were talking about Jack Eichel. Dragon Ball was in the last segment. Let's hear from John Tortorella, the head coach of the Vegas Golden Knights, on Jack Eichel still searching for a finish. Jack Eichel obviously is a player that is...
I'm not worried about Jack. If there's one guy that gets it and who accepts responsibility, he does. It's an inch away of being up 4-3. it's an inch away of tying it 4-4 and another chance. He has a face-off chance, a face-off play chance. We don't want to keep talking about chances. We do need him to score. We do need him to lead the way, but he'll accept the responsibility. Good time for him right now.
All right, so that's John Tortorella and Jack Eichel. On the other side, Brandon Bussi will get another start in the goal. Rob Brendanmore saying he has earned that for this Carolina team.
We threw him in, if I remember, pretty sure it was in San Jose, and I mean, he just played well. And it wasn't even, it was made some big saves at real big moments of the game. And I think the game, I can't remember how it ended up, but we were in pretty much control. But there was all of a sudden, there was a couple grade A chances, and he shut the door. And then we went on to win. And then he did it the next start and the next start. So obviously there's a guy that was given an opportunity, and then, everyone always talks about opportunity. You got to do something with it, and he's done nothing but earn every start that he's had.
All right, so Vegas, Carolina, Game 5, getting ready to go here as we speak. Also happening right now, it is the NCAA championships and in track and field championships. The women's 4x100 being run right now in Eugene at Hayward Stadium. They are running heat number 1. The Wildcats will actually be in heat number 3 here coming up, so we'll be able to tell you probably by the time this segment is over if the Wildcats 4x100 team is going to advance. They're in the third heat alongside former Pac-12 rival UCLA. Ohio State also in that one. South Carolina, the number 3 4x100 team in the country, is also in that heat, along with TCU, the number 8. So it's a pretty stacked field in that heat for the Wildcats. We'll see exactly how they come out. Heat number 1 goes LSU, Texas A&M, so they'll qualify through. Top 2 in each heat, best 3 times after that to get to the final.
I remember South Carolina, Georgia forever is where the fastest athletes were coming out of. I don't know if that's still the case, but that definitely was the case for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, absolutely still is. We kicked butt last night in our Westwood One BetMGM top plays. I kind of deferred to you guys on a few of these I wasn't feeling real good about, and it paid off last night because we came home with 4 winners last night in our BetMGM top plays. Victor Wembanyama, I wasn't really feeling that over 11.5 rebounds. He ended the night with 13 last night. Dylan Harper, 20-plus points and rebounds. I felt a little bit better about that one there. He ended up with 21 points, 4 rebounds for Dylan Harper, so we won on that one. OG Anunoby, I think that was the other one I wasn't really feeling, over 16.5 points, but he came through 33 points.
Double that.
Including the biggest point, 2 points of the night on the tip in there late that gave the team the win.
I still think the threes he made down the last 5 minutes of that game, it was really, back and forth. And obviously Brunson had been doing a lot of damage early in that fourth quarter. But OG's threes and that big 3 obviously made by Jose Alvarado during that stretch as well.
Yes.
Those were the biggest. There is no tip in by OG Anunoby at the end there if they don't continue that stretch that started at the beginning of the third quarter to tighten that lead.
Mm-hmm. And then the other one was Spurs. We had the Spurs plus the 2.5 points. The Knicks win the game by 1 point, but that's a cover. Spurs plus 2.5. I said we should have maybe parlayed 1 or 2 of these, but even taking them all straight, we walked away with $47.59.
Yeah, I said the Spurs would win by 1 or 2 points.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
keeping it close.
Going back to the night before, we've won 6 in a row now. 6 in a row going back to Thursday or Tuesday.
It's okay. There's an injury right around the corner. Just waiting to happen.
Something's gonna ruin that for us.
Now, speaking of your guy OG Anunoby and his 3-point shots, he is now the leader in terms of the finals. We have that bet at the beginning, Julian Champagnie,
right,
to lead the NBA Finals in 3-point field goals made at plus 275. Right now, OG Anunoby has made 15 of 27 from 3. He's shooting 56% from distance in this series. Devin Vassell is second in terms of makes. He's got 12 at 12 of 25, 48%. And then Julian Champagny, I should say, he's got 11 made, 11 of 29 at 38%. Jalen Brunson, the only other player in this series who has more than 10 threes made at 10.
Yeah, the 1 for 7 last night for Mr. Champagny didn't help his cause.
No, not at all. So he is now 4 behind OG Anunoby with 1, maybe 2 games left to play.
Well, the Spurs have to prove that they can beat the Knicks on their own home court first, right?
You would think that that's possible, no?
Well, again, I mean, they've had a 10-point lead in the first half of all 4 of these games. So the question is not, can the Spurs... Like, I think people will get it twisted because the Knicks have looked dominant at the end of the day when you look at the final scores of these games. And it's been comeback after comeback after comeback after comeback. Young team, comes out with a lot of, fire and passion and really running around with their hair on fire. And the Knicks have found a way to just be calm and close the gap and not make mistakes. 1 turnover, remember, in that second half of that first game where they came back and won. So if the Spurs continue this trend, get out to a big lead at home, and then allow the Knicks to find a way to come back into the game, I'm saying that as if the Knicks didn't take the lead. The Knicks took the lead last night. They took the lead in game 1 and game 2. But, yeah, the Spurs got to find a way to take care of home court advantage is a thing, right? You're supposed to win more games at home than you lose, and so far they haven't won any games at home in these finals.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number for you to get in on the program. Heat number 2 in the 4x100 at the NCAA Track and Field Championships. USC and Georgia finishing in a tight 1-2. Looks like Texas was right there in the 3rd spot. Your Arizona Wildcats will be on the track here coming up in the third and final heat in the women's 4x100. Again, needing to finish either 1-2 or be in that group of the next 3 best times after that in order to get to the final. Mason Lawyer makes it into the finals in both the 100 and the 200. Dragon Ball mentioned that at the top of the hour in his update. I mean, snuck in, got the last qualifying spot in both of his races. Ran the 100 in 10.15 yesterday. That was good enough to get the 9th spot. I believe in that particular one, he got it by literally 4 100ths of a second. Was how he qualified for that one. And then 20.40, so not school record-setting times, but solid times enough to get him into the final where he'll have a chance to put some points on the board for the Arizona Wildcats coming up. And again, we talked about the possibility that Arizona could sneak into the top 30 in the Directors' Cup. That's largely going to be on the back of one Mason Lawyer coming up. And I believe those events are Friday, tomorrow, in terms of the men's 100 final is tomorrow. Yeah, that'll be about 5:52. So our show will be ending right as they run that. So we may get that right at the end. And then the 200 will be a little bit after our show. So he's going to have to run 2 races. Yesterday was about an hour in between his 2 races. Tomorrow it's only going to be about, it says 5:52 for the 100 and 6:37 for the 200. So he's going to have probably less than about 40 minutes to get himself ready for that second race. But hey, everybody, a lot of guys that run the 100 are also running the 200. So it's everybody's kind of in the same boat there.
I mean, it's 10 seconds. How tired could you really get?
Yeah, well, for some guys, it's 9 seconds.
8.
All right, the Wildcats are about to line up here. We may just kind of stall and see if we can. They're going to be running out of lane 5 here in this. Ohio State's in lane 2, UCLA 3, Howard, the Bison, in lane 4, and then the Wildcats are in lane 5. So let's.
So how do we do this without doing play-by-play? Because we're not allowed to
I don't think that applies to track and field.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, exactly.
Well, because I almost got myself in trouble yesterday.
There better not be a false start here.
Revenue
I don't know. We got an interview coming up. We're going to talk some Arizona basketball here, so we don't want to keep our guests waiting too long. Okay, good start. No false start. Wildcats in lane 5. Let me see if I can quickly pull up. I forget exactly who's running for us in this race right here. Wildcats looked like, did we have a good exchange there?
Looked like it.
Yeah, okay. All right, let's see where we are. I think we're still kind of back. I think we're wearing blue here. That's why I'm a little confused. I'm used to the Wildcats wearing white. All right. Yeah, I think that's us. I think that's us in 6th right now there in the middle. Okay, so it's lane. Looks like lane 7 right now is going to win 7-8 or 6-7-8. Carolina is the winner there. And we'll get looks like the Wildcats. I don't think they were about 5th or 6th in that particular heat. So we'll let you know when we come back after our interview here coming up where the Wildcats stood in that. It doesn't look like they ran it well enough, though, to potentially get one of those top 3 spots after the main 2. DK on the Sports Tip, 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5. She's got your traffic anyway.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. 22nd and Swan Road and 22nd Street. With a collision there, multi-vehicle wreck, slowdowns at the intersection, restrictions southbound and westbound, Swan Road and 22nd Street. For your weather, 77 the overnight low, 103 tomorrow, and a 102 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Brake Masters.
We're all racing to the red light, but this isn't NASCAR. Use caution. And if your vehicle needs a pit stop, just head on over to any Brake Masters stop sign. Download coupons and schedule an appointment from your smartphone.
Brake Masters. We give you an honest break.
Nobody covers your Cats like we do.
Headed for the corner, he's in. Touchdown, Arizona. On the break, slam it home. Here comes the throw home. He slides, he's safe. The Cats are champions.
We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
Westwood One presents Today in Women's Sports. The U.S. soccer team is fresh off a pair of friendlies in Brazil, and we're using that term lightly. After dropping the first match Saturday, the Americans responded with a 1-0 victory on Tuesday night. The Brazilians were dealt a staggering 8 red cards in the loss. The two national teams have history, including the USA triumph in the 2024 Olympic final. These matches only build anticipation for next year's World Cup in Brazil. Despite the hostile environment Tuesday, head coach Emma Hayes led the red, white, and blue to their first victory in Brazil since 1997.
Oh, I love the pressure. And my players love the pressure. Because otherwise, why play? And to stand there as a coach with such pride for my players. Proud of everything. To deal with everything that comes with this situation.
With Today in Women's Sports, I'm Amy Lawrence on Westwood One.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us too in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
For adults with Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms, every choice matters. Tremfya offers self-injection or intravenous infusion from the start. Tremfya is administered as injections under the skin or infusions through a vein every 4 weeks, followed by injections under the skin every 4 or 8 weeks. If your doctor decides that you can self-inject Tremfya, proper training is required. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions, increased risk of infections or lower ability to fight them, and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or need a vaccine. Explore what's possible Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Life's busy. Errands, kids, work, the I-10 grind. Who's got time to sit at a detail shop?
That's why Recon Auto Detailing comes to me. Mobile detailing keeps my car spotless without losing a minute of my day.
From mobile washes to in-shop ceramic coatings, tint, and paint protection, we're Tucson's one-stop shop for keeping your ride looking new. Convenience, care, confidence, that's Recon Auto Detailing. Ceramic Pro West, Tucson.
Prepare yourself. Something extraordinary is about to break loose right in the center of town. Get ready for Casino del Sol. Bigger, brighter, bolder. We are where excitement doesn't just rise, it erupts. We are where fun doesn't just elevate, it takes flight. We aren't just a casino. We are the beginning of a new era. We are Casino del Sol, an enterprise of the Pasquayaki tribe.
In Tucson, Cool Willie's knows desert dust, dirt, and debris are the #1 AC killers when the heat hits. That's why our signature tune-up is the best way to get your system summer ready. Right now, we're offering a preseason AC reset, a deep internal clean where our technicians remove built-up dust, restore airflow, and prep your home before temperatures spike. First-time customers get their preseason AC reset for just $39, normally $129. Appointments fill fast before the first heat wave. Go to coolwillies.com and click Book Now.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215-215. That's HIM to 215-215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Paid for by Adaptive Health.
The American Red Cross has an urgent need for blood donors to roll up a sleeve to help make sure life-saving care isn't delayed for accident victims, surgery patients, and those facing critical treatments for cancer and chronic blood disorders. The Red Cross blood supply has dropped about 20% in recent weeks. There's no time to wait. Make an appointment today to give blood by using the Red Cross Blood Donor app, visiting redcrossblood.org, or calling 1-800-RED-CROSS to schedule your donation. Take action and help save lives.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, Arizona basketball going to be headed over to Lithuania on their overseas tour coming up here in just a couple of months, really. And they've got another Lithuanian on board that's going to be making that trek with Motiejas Krivas, another big man. He goes by the name of Ugnis Yarashevich. Try to say that 10 times fast. A little bit harder than Motiejas Krivas. He is a transfer from the University of Nebraska, although he only played one game at Nebraska. Arizona is going to actually be his fourth school. Started his career out in another one of my old stomping grounds, Bakersfield, California, at Cal State. Let's chat with Wilson Moore. He covers the Nebraska Cornhuskers for the Omaha World Herald. Omaha, of course, the center of the universe this week as the College World Series is also getting underway. Wilson, appreciate you taking a few moments to join us. Are you taking a side trip down to the stadium to watch some baseball this week?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. You know, that's for us, the World Herald, this is our big, all hands on deck type thing. So everyone in the sports department has to contribute a little. So, yeah, but I'll be down there a lot, especially next week.
So do they give you a specific school to cover, or how does that work with you guys?
No, we divvy up the games, and like tomorrow is the kind of pre-World Series media day, and some of us will be there. It's just kind of piecemeal. It's just who's available. Try to divide it up relatively evenly and go from there.
All right, so let's dive into this young man that the Wildcats have pulled in, Ugnis Yarashevich, played one season there. So what was the excitement about getting him out of Central Michigan to Lincoln last year?
Yeah, on paper, he kind of looked like a guy who would be the perfect fit in Fred Hoiberg's offense. Nebraska runs a real kind of modern, almost NBA style offense, and they expect a lot and require a lot from their big men in that. And Yarashevich, as a guy who can stretch the floor, that's a big key, is being able to maintain the spacing that Nebraska had last year. Stretch the floor and be able to initiate a little, handle the ball, pass it, find cutters. He had that kind of complete big man skill set that looked like he'd be a good fit in Nebraska's system. They had Rink Mass coming back, who does a lot of similar things, and he really looked like Yarashevich, looked like a guy who could come off the bench, spell Mass, and really contribute in that kind of do-it-all type role that Nebraska centers often play.
Now, so obviously he only played one game, had a back situation. Did that happen? Was that something that, because he missed the early part of the season, then played in a game right after the Christmas holiday. So when did this start to crop up for him?
It started before the season. I think you can go back as far as like September. Fred Hoiberg was talking to the media, and at the time he said, Oogie, which is what everyone in that program called him, Oogie has a back thing, is like week or two, not a big deal. And that was just the understanding that time, I think, both to the general public and within the program, that this wasn't going to be a big thing. He just something he had to deal with. And for whatever reason, it just never improved. I think there was a lot of confusion and frustration around it, that from there it went to, okay, now he's shut down for 2 weeks to try to get it under control. And you saw some progress from there. He worked out in December and then finally played, I think it's December 30th in that one game, but it just never got to the point where he could consistently play. I don't think the pain, I don't think there was a lot of pain. And I think it was just kind of a wait and see type situation. There wasn't a ton they could do. It just never quite got better.
Wilson Moore is our guest. He writes the Nebraska Cornhuskers beat for the Omaha World Herald. Chatting a little bit about Ugnis Yarashevich, the transfer big man from Nebraska to the Arizona program. Was the intent then that he probably would transfer once the season is over? Was there a thought that he might stay at Nebraska and obviously rehab through the offseason and be a contributor coming up?
Yeah, I think there was a lot of uncertainty involved around that. I mean, modern college sports, there are a lot of factors that go into it. He was a guy who entered the portal, I believe, on the last day it was open. So it went all the way. They took it all the way up until the end before he officially entered the portal.
What did you heard maybe late? Had you heard anything about was the back getting better at that point? Was there any news that had come out at that point on it after the season?
I know he saw some specialists. I know, and the last time we talked to Fred Hoiberg before the off season, we were told he was undergoing like an intensive core workout. That was the last update I got. But I think as it relates to Arizona, you got to figure, and I don't know how Arizona does things, but whatever they saw from Ugnis Yarashevich, just whatever, however they looked into his back, they clearly came away confident that he was going to be a guy to contribute that year.
Wilson Moore is our guest, writes the Nebraska Cornhuskers beat for the Omaha World Herald. It was a historic season for the Cornhuskers last year. We had constantly talked about how that was the one major team that had never won an NCAA tournament game, and it was trending that way. What was that season? What was it like to cover that season last year with that team on the run early and into Big Ten play, and then finally getting a chance to get into the tournament and get off the schneid with several victories.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I think going into the season, no one was totally sure what this team could be, what they would be. I think for a lot of people, there was a run in like early to mid-December in which they blew out Creighton, which for non-Nebraska people, that's their biggest rival. That's the in-state rivalry, Nebraska-Creighton, and then blew out Wisconsin and beat Illinois on the road on a buzzer beater. I think that was the sequence that kind of made both locally and nationally people open their eyes a little bit, like, oh, this team could be for real. And then, the season goes on. They win that tournament game, and you could just feel the release from, it was in Oklahoma City, about 6.5 hours from Lincoln. That building was packed with Nebraska fans. You could feel just like the catharsis of the past however many years released in Oklahoma City from the people on the bench, on the court, the fans in the crowd. It was a surreal thing to witness.
We're chatting with Wilson Moore. He writes the Nebraska Cornhuskers Beat, third season doing that. Fred Hoiberg, what has been kind of what's been his process to build this program back to being one that now can compete at the top of the Big Ten and be a team that's in the national conversation?
The biggest thing, and maybe this is an oversimplification, but it's finding guys that fit his system. It's, I know that this whole coaching staff puts a big emphasis on, like, they're not just looking for raw talent. They're looking for the right puzzle pieces that fit. In recent years, that's been a lot of transfers because, like I kind of implied earlier, Nebraska runs a very complicated modern offense. To fit into it, you need, like, intelligent basketball players. You need experience. So you've seen Nebraska really hit the portal heavy over the past 5 or so years, but just guys that, looking at like skill sets, it's guys that can shoot, guys that can space the floor. So I'd say the biggest thing for Nebraska is just finding guys that fit what they want to do. And over the past 3 years or so, Fred Hoiberg and the coaching staff done a really good job of that.
In terms of Nebraska, just the fan base, what's kind of been the reception of having the 4 ex-Pac-12 schools in the Big Ten now?
That's a good question. It's definitely, I think it's one of those things that it's become normalized a little more than I was, or maybe more quickly than I was expecting it to be. At this point, it's just kind of a thing. It's like, oh, yeah, they're on the West Coast now. Like, I guess I personally have been a little surprised by how quickly it felt normal that just like, oh, UCLA is coming to town. But that's a thing that happens now.
Yeah, it's still a little weird for all of us out here, but like you said, normalizing it as quickly as you can is probably the best way to move past what is no more, for sure. Hey, Wilson, appreciate you taking some time to join us, getting us up to speed on Ugnis Yarashevich Ugi. I wish there was a quick, easy name for the last name too, but I'm sure we'll figure that out as we go along through this season. Continued success with everything. Have fun this over the next couple of weeks at the College World Series.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
All right. Wilson Moore. And mentioning the College World Series, the games start tomorrow. The first one on tap will be the team from the Big 12 against the surprise team in the tournament, Troy, and 16th seeded West Virginia. We will have that game for you right here on Wildcats Radio 1290. We'll have most of the morning games on weekdays. We won't obviously carry the evening games just because they kind of coincide with our show here, but we will have doubleheader on Saturday, doubleheader on Sunday, single games for you tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday leading into next week, and then we'll have the championship series Saturday, Sunday of next week, and then potentially a game 3 the following Monday.
So did you hear about the big IPO today? SpaceX.
Oh, no.
Yeah, SpaceX went public. So a certain guy by the name of Elon Musk is now the officially first trillionaire.
Ooh, okay.
On the planet.
Trillion.
So David Kelly, if you made $1 million a year and didn't spend a penny of it, how long would it take for you to be a trillionaire?
if I didn't spend a penny of
$1
it.
million a year.
It
would take you 1 million years.
Was that how that works?
That's how that works.
Millions.
Yeah, I would not have been able to answer that question. My U-High math is not quite that sufficient.
It wasn't really a
Not
gotcha
that
question
quick.
as much as just a trillionaire. It's a number I think most people can't really comprehend.
It's like saying you count to infinity.
Okay.
Almost to that level.
There you go.
Well, it's like the difference between billionaire and millionaire. Like the average household's like 60,000, and it would take you like 1,600 years to be a billionaire,
Right.
and it would take you 16 million years to be a trillionaire. It's like that.
Oh, I don't even want to think about that. I forgot to check my Powerball. No, well, actually, I think I played for Saturday. I think I got there too late for last night's drawing. But I think the Mega Millions is 400, and I did buy one of those tickets, so I might be a 400 millionaire if I win the Mega Millions on Friday night.
There you go.
Yeah, and you might not see me on Monday.
You'll be at the World Cup.
You probably will. Yeah,
You'll be able to afford tickets.
I will definitely go. If I win the Mega Millions, I will definitely go I'll buy those World Cup tickets on the 4th
Hey,
of
John
July.
Perlman, I got some
Philadelphia.
tickets for you, brother.
I'll fly. If I win, I'll fly John, and he and I can go to the game in Philly on the 4th of July. There we go. Cricket, I might fly her out too. And we'll buy her a USA shirt so she can wear it proudly. She's got you going home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. 22nd and Swan Road and 22nd Street. Big collision occurred there. Swan and 22nd Street slowing at the intersection. Backups, we've got also travel blocked westbound and southbound at Swan and 22nd Street. 77 the overnight low, 103 tomorrow and 102 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by eBay. eBay is home to millions of finds, and each one becomes part of your story. From your favorite vintage band tee to the dream car you've been searching for or the foul ball you heroically gave away. It's all there on eBay. eBay, things people love.
In Tucson, a lot of people make their living on construction sites, on the road, or working in warehouses across town. If you're injured at work, you have rights. Call 520-567-8000. Cruz & Associates, a firm you know, help you can trust.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for buying gas. That's right. You can earn cash back with Upside just for buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside, and just last year, I made nearly $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get cash back? If you like extra cash, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back when you fill your tank. Use promo code TRAVEL to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code TRAVEL for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code TRAVEL for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Arizona is where we live and work. Unlike many other law firms, Arizona is our home. They call us the Eagle because with every 5-star review, our reputation soars, and we've got thousands. You also won't see our lawyers on billboards because they're busy representing Arizona clients. We're Goldberg and Osborne, Arizona's leading injury law firm. Call today at 1-800-THE-EAGLE.
The American Red Cross has an urgent need for blood donors to roll up a sleeve to help make sure life-saving care isn't delayed for accident victims, surgery patients, and those facing critical treatments for cancer and chronic blood disorders. The Red Cross blood supply has dropped about 20% in recent weeks. There's no time to wait. Make an appointment today to give blood by using the Red Cross Blood Donor app, visiting redcrossblood.org, or calling 1-800-RED-CROSS to schedule your donation. Take action and help save lives.
Enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215-215. That's HIM to 215-215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Paid for by Adaptive Health.
Why do I spend so much time educating our youth about financial wellness? I have seen the fire ignite inside of young adults when I show them how the power of compound investing can change their futures. This is Natalie Fernandez at Meridian Wealth Management, and I'm committed to affecting change with our youth. An idea for all of you listening today, gift a Roth IRA contribution for the holidays or birthdays for your kids and grandkids. Contact our office at 520-719-1433 for guidance and details. The change begins with us.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
Your business isn't a science experiment. So at Cumulus Digital, we don't speculate, we execute with a proven framework delivering results 25% better than industry standards. Go to cumulusdigital.com, fill out our form, and move from guessing to knowing.
Red Wing shoes and boots for your business. Safety is our passion. Let us keep your crew covered. Ask about our Red Wing Business Advantage accounts today. The best solutions come from the closest to the problem. Red Wing, setting standards, not trends. Ask about our special discounts.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
De'Aaron Fox had a chance to ice Game 4. The Spurs had a 1-point lead with the ball with 13 seconds left. He went to the basket. OG Anunoby blocked the layup. On the next possession, OG tipped the miss from Brunson in to complete the largest comeback in NBA Finals history. The Knicks have a chance to close it out and win an NBA title Saturday night. I'm Chris Black.
For adults with Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms, every choice matters. Tremfya offers self-injection or intravenous infusion from the start. Tremfya is administered as injections under the skin or infusions through a vein every 4 weeks, followed by injections under the skin every 4 or 8 weeks. If your doctor decides that you can self-inject Tremfya, proper training is required. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions, increased risk of infections or lower ability to fight them, and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or need a vaccine. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, a few things to update you on before we get out of here tonight. We've got game number 5 of the NHL Stanley Cup Finals. It's the first period. We only need one more goal for that 3-goal thing in the first period to stand up. 2 already, 1 each side, 1-1 is the count with about 7 minutes to go in period number 1. Game 5 all tied at 2-2 in the series. Also, Arizona women 4x100 team did not make it to the final. They ran a 44.51 and finished 20th overall. They had set the school record earlier this year, 43.96. Did Zakiya Hill, Brooke Lyons, Taylor Wise, and McKenna Watson. That was back on May the 2nd. So had they had run that, the 43.96, that still would not have gotten them into the final. They would have needed to have run a 4.32 or less to get into the final, which will be USC, Georgia, LSU, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas A&M, Texas Tech. So 3 teams from Texas get into the final, and Florida State. I'm not sure exactly how it worked with Florida State jumping Ole Miss. Ole Miss might have gotten disqualified because they actually had a better time than
Got to be a bad pass,
Florida
right?
State.
Over the line.
Yeah, that happens. That happens in the world. We do have Talon Wise coming up running in the hurdles. That'll be right after 6 o'clock tonight. All right, wanted to remind you we are going to be out at Showtime Cards coming up this Wednesday. That'll be from 3 to 6. Wild Card Wednesday. Showtime Cards will have live box breaks happening right in the score. You never know what might get pulled. We've talked about everything: baseball, football, basketball, soccer, MMA. We talked about the comics, Pokemon, Star Wars, anything in between. I can't wait to ask, did you, was it, I think a few weeks ago, there was, I'll have to look it up because I don't remember it off the top of my head, but a few weeks ago, there was a huge Victor Wembanyama card that got pulled. So I can't wait to ask our guy, George Maurice, about that particular
How's George
card.
doing?
He's good. I talked to him, was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? And they're hanging in there. Obviously, for those of you that don't know, Showtime Cards was robbed last week, and they made off with about, the two thieves made off with about $100,000 worth of cards in that thing. So, going through the processes of trying to, insurance and all of that, it stinks. It just stinks to be in that situation and lose that kind of content and your livelihood in that way. And so hopefully things will turn. They've got surveillance inside. They've got some surveillance outside. So they're just looking to see if they can catch the folks that did it and bring them to justice.
Gonna leave that dog there 24/7.
He would chase out just about anybody.
He's very cute, though. I think he's more of a lover dog.
He would chase out. Well, he almost bit me. I picked it. I picked him up.
Yeah.
I picked him up the last
you're not
time
a dog
we were there.
person, DK. Like you don't have dogs.
Maybe they can smell on me. that I'm
No,
not
you
the
just
dog
like
person.
that's not your dog, and so if you just reach out and grab him, that's not something.
He's such a cuddly pickup type dog, but yeah, he wanted
It's
no part of that.
More of a comfort level. Like the more you're around a dog, then there's stages to that, and the stage one is not pick the dog up unless the dog expressly asks to be picked up.
Yeah, I learned that real quick when he started snarling at me and then tried to go after my hand.
Animals are easy. You just got to pay attention to what messages they can communicate. You just got to pay attention.
There you go. 520-848-1290. Let's we got a long. Let's get your Casino del Sol replay because this is a little bit of a longer one today.
The Casino del Sol replay is brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
John Perlman joined us. He is the founder of FC Tucson. He's on his way to Seattle to see a World Cup game. Not the United States, but he is going to get to see a World Cup game. We talked about that experience and more.
I couldn't be happier to go where I'm going to see a World Cup game. I wasn't sure, obviously, because we're in season and it's challenging to do that. But I found a little window when we were on the road, and it's one of those things I couldn't say no to. We won the lottery to get the tickets, so that kind of leaned me in the direction because I wasn't sure how I was going to handle it in terms of whether I went in '94, and it was an amazing experience for me personally. When I was playing collegiate soccer, I went and saw Italy against Ireland in the Meadowlands, and that was an iconic game for Ireland. It's one of the great games in their history where they upset Italy, who actually ended up getting to the final. And again, there's just, with the more teams now, there are going to be so many twists and turns in group play, and nobody can panic because you can get in as a third-place team. So you're going to see fans panicking, but the best staffs do not panic because, as you saw with Argentina, early results or early struggles, it's the long game. You're playing the long game. You've got to be prepared. You've got to have depth. You've got to use your roster intelligently. And obviously, the heat's a factor here too as well for certain cities, and will make a difference in moments. So we'll see who's ready to be the best team on this soil.
John Perlman is our guest. He is the founder of FC Tucson. John, I want to ask you. We've been kind of talking about the ticket prices for the last couple of weeks and how it is an exorbitant expense to get in to see one of these games. You mentioned if you could maybe find a cheap ticket at some point to see the United States. So we asked the question, like, how much would you pay to see Team USA? And most people said they probably wouldn't be able to go over $300 to see Team USA play, and then we're like, well, you're not getting in to see that because right now the lowest ticket on StubHub for tomorrow's game is $1,100. How much would you pay to go see Team USA play in this event?
Yeah, it's a really good question. So again, I think it's like, okay, so I put my money in once we got the thing. I've sold back just because I'm not there, the Iran, Egypt, and the Bosnia Qatar game. So is that found money that I should invest better in my 401k or my IRA, or do I say, oh, it's not real money anyway, and then do I do it off of, well, I've picked back up, $500, $600. Am I willing to pay another $400 to be in what you would imagine are not very good seats? I think our plan is to go to a watch party, kind of sniff around very close because my son lives close on the train there, and then just go to game time and see if people are panicking at the end, because I'd be happy to go in there off a watch party and maybe roll in there in the 10th minute or something. So again, my son's super savvy about this stuff. I'm a Gen Xer. I grumble about everything. I'm super accepting of the fact I'd love to be. I have a lot of friends that are going to be around the Seattle area watching games. So I'm trying to get together with people I love. I'm very happy with a big screen. Yeah, I mean, for me, it is personal. I mean, I've scouted for U.S. Soccer and a lot of these players are players I scouted as very young players. And some of the ones I loved got left off as well. So you feel a number of ways about it. But ultimately, I mean, I don't know. If the temperature turns up there and the credit card's available, I've made bigger disaster purchases that I will never mention to anyone that far exceed the amount I would spend on a U.S. ticket for things far less valuable than me going to the U.S. soccer game.
Today's Casino del Sol replay is brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
All right, JP said he's got Spain winning the World Cup. Spain and France are both plus 450. Your best bets the best in terms of the favorites, not the best bets, because obviously you go higher, you can win. But those are the favorites right now.
Okay,
England and Portugal coming after that at plus 7.
Spain, Germany, and France have been the favorites for the last 10 consecutive World Cups.
Yep. Yeah. More so than Germany?
I just said France, Germany, and Spain.
Okay.
Yeah, those three. And Brazil, obviously, and Argentina. Like, Argentina winning last time, they were not. I mean, I think they were the 7th or 8th ranked team going into that. And you got Messi on your team and some young players stepping up. But France, Germany, Spain, safe bets.
United States and Mexico are plus 5,000 to win the World Cup. Mexico gets their win in their opener today. Team USA tomorrow, the United States men's national team against Paraguay. We'll talk more about that on our show tomorrow. That game is at 6. Our show is at 3. Please join us for that. Thanks to Dragon Ball. Thanks to JW Madden. Thanks to Cricket. Most of all, thanks to you for listening. My name is David Kelly. It's DK on the Sports Tip. Have a great night, everybody. We'll talk to you tomorrow right back here. Don't forget, College World Series action tomorrow. Coverage begins at 10:40. Troy versus West Virginia. Have a great night, everybody. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic. 22nd Street in Swan Road and 22nd Street. That was a multi-vehicle collision. Southbound and westbound travel being diverted. Please avoid 22nd Street in Swan. Also some usual slowdowns for traffic on Alvernon at Grant Road. And that's your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic.
This report is sponsored by Brake Masters.
We're all racing to the red light, but this isn't NASCAR. Use caution. And if your vehicle needs a pit stop, just head on over to any Brake Masters stop sign. Download coupons and schedule an appointment from your smartphone.
Brake Masters. We give you an honest break.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215-215. That's HIM to 215-215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Paid for by Adaptive Health.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive can help you protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, and RV, and more. And if something wasn't mentioned that you had in mind, find out if it can be covered at Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE, because it probably can be.
Join David Kelly this Wednesday from 3 to 6 at Showtime Cards for Wild Card Wednesdays. Showtime Cards will have live box breaks happening right in the store. You never know what pulls might pop up. Whether you're into baseball, football, basketball, soccer, MMA, comics, Pokemon, Star Wars, or anything in between, Showtime Cards has something for every collector. Catch all the action this Wednesday, 3 to 6 at Showtime Cards, located on Speedway just east of Craycroft, with Wildcats Radio 1290.
A small business affirmation from Progressive. Plumbers, today will be a good day. You will be profitable. Your clients will be nice. No one will stand over you and tell you how to fix the thing they actually hired you to fix. You will also feel at peace after switching to Progressive, America's #1 commercial auto insurer. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. #1 commercial auto insurer from the NAIC's 2024 National Premium Data.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. Mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
I feel like I'm getting robbed when I bet the Stanley Cup on a sports book.
Dude, delete that app. You need to be using Polymarket.
Polymarket?
Polymarket is a prediction market, not a sports book. You trade against other fans, not the house. That means more money for you and less for greedy sports books.
Even during the Stanley Cup?
Especially during the Stanley Cup. Polymarket is an official prediction market of the NHL.
No way. What's the catch?
No catch. And it's available in all 50 states. Polymarket is so confident you'll never go back, they're giving you $50 free on your first trade.
I'm deleting my sportsbook app. How do I get started?
Download Polymarket now and use promo code SHOT for $50 free for your first trade. Stop letting sportsbooks steal from you. Download Polymarket and use promo code SHOT for $50 free on your first trade. Use promo code SHOT.
Trading not available in all jurisdictions. Check local regulations before trading. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Nobody covers your cats like we do. We are the home of your Arizona Wildcats. KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at iccu.com.